What up? What up? What up? What up? What up, world? What up, world? What up, world? It's a Black Light Revelation and Reality Check Virtual Radio collabo tonight.
You already know what it is.
You already know what the fuck it is. So we gonna talk about some serious shit. And then we gonna fucking give y'all some real motherfucking game, man. So
Facts.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Fucking, I am gonna be playing. I'm gonna let everybody know the two people that I will be playing tonight are Lace 434 from YouTube. You can go check them out. Lace 434, LACE 434, and that's all the instrumentals that you're gonna hear. And also, I have another guy that we're going to play some music from. So if you hear some R&B in the background, okay, if you hear some R&B tonight, that's going to be coming from Sebastian Cole. Okay? Now, if y'all don't know who Sebastian Cole is, I want y'all to go check him out. You know what I mean? Because this guy is fucking phenomenal, man. Everybody's always talking about fucking shitting on fucking, like these people who don't put out good music and shit. Man, go check out Sebastian Cole music, man. He's fucking awesome.
Sebastian Cole, he seemed like a pretty rational dude too. When you did that video about Father's Day, that was Sebastian Cole who made that response video that you responded to, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, that was a good video, man. That was a good video. He's right here on Haps too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's on Haps, but he usually gets on Facebook a little bit more. But yeah, he is definitely on fucking Haps, I believe. If I remember correctly, he is on Haps too. So go check him out, man. That's my guy. Like real shit. He's a cool dude. And he has given me permission for all of any music that I play of him. So suck my dick, fucking YouTube. Stop fucking shitting on my shit. Okay?
YouTube be on that garbage, man. We got some folks from YouTube, speaking of which, right now on here, we got Long Brain TV, Kenny in the house. What's up, Kenny? Constance, Joy 31608. What's up? We got D Lim, my man D Lim in the house. What's good, everybody? What's going on, man? So what's up? Oh man, we got the homie Food for Thought. It's in the crib. What's up, Food for Thought?
Thoughts in the building.
Yeah. What's old boy's name? Sunday Night Podcast. Sunday Night Podcast with the
Sunday Night Smoke. I don't know where Sunday is. Hopefully he'll come in tonight.
Yeah, that'll be what's up. So get them notifications out, smash the like button, share that boy out to all your social media. We about to chop it up and have a good time.
Need some time. That's what I'm talking about. Oh man, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna need y'all to go check out my guy, Sebastian Cole, real quick before we get into it. This is Blurry Lines, Sebastian Cole, real quick. Woo! He said a fifth of liquor got a nigga thinking sober-minded. I'm saying.
Sober-minded.
This is my guy right here, man. I don't give a shit. Anyway, go check out Sebastian Cole. And if Sebastian Cole happens to see this, man, good looking on allowing me to use your music. That's what I'm talking about. All right, man. Let's get the fuck in this shit, man.
So let's get into it, man. We got a whole bunch of shit popping off. What you want to start off with? What in the comments, y'all? What do y'all want us to start off with? We probably ain't gonna listen anyway because we kind of had shit pre-started. But let's just see if y'all guess right. So what should we get started with?
Right. What do y'all want to get in? Let's hear what they want to talk about because I already know what I want to start with. I want to kind of start with what I ended on the last time we talked. Right. And I want to kind of clarify some things, and I kind of want to prove my point and show exactly what I was saying last time. So that's where I kind of want to start. And but let's see what the fucking fans want to do. Let's see what they talking about, man.
Yeah, let's see what's good. What y'all talking about? So, food for thought said he want to start with Fat Albert.
Yeah, we going. That's probably gonna be number 2 right away. Like real shit. We definitely gonna be talking about Fat Albert. Okay.
We got Tony D in the house.
Tony D. Shatira's in the house.
Shatira's in the house.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, man. You know what? Let's just get into this shit because you know what?
Let's do it.
All right, so check this out. The last time we talked, again, this is Sebastian Cole, Blurred Lines, man. All right, anyway, so real shit. Last time I got on here, I was talking about how I believe that Black women need to start taking a little bit more accountability, and I explained that not to just put it strictly on Black women, it's Black men too, right? But the thing is what I've noticed is, in my personal opinion, that I've seen more men standing up and taking responsibility, but I'm not seeing the same effort coming from Black women. Now, and I explained last time that, this is not like Black women's fault. And I'm going to show you guys what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay? And this is a really great point, and I'm really pissed off that I didn't get to put this into my show last time. But I want y'all to pay attention to this because I'm gonna play a video. It's a TikTok video, but I can confirm everything in this video is true, and I've already knew about a lot of this shit. I just thought it was common knowledge. You see what I'm saying? Come to find out, it's not as common knowledge as people think. You know what I mean? So that's what I want to do. So let's get started with that video. Let me pull that shit up real quick because I got it. And all I gotta do is scroll up. And I want y'all to listen to this, okay? This video. Because I think it's really, really important that women, especially Black women, who associate themselves with Black women who associate themselves with the feminist movement, I really need you to pay attention to this video. Okay? This isn't an attack on feminism. This isn't an attack on Black women. What this is just fucking reality. It's facts. And facts don't care about your goddamn feelings. So, I want y'all to keep that in mind before you get pissed off. And I want you to listen to this because it's super important. Okay? Now, with that being said, let's do this. Let's go. Oh, really? They're not gonna just let me play this shit from my motherfucking thing? Oh, that's about a dick move.
I'm telling you, man.
That was about a dick move right there. Okay.
Haps is super janky,
right,
bro.
That was about a dick move, bro. All right, so here, let's do this. I'm gonna go this, and then I'm gonna share this right here. Bang. And then I'm gonna share this. All right, now let's watch this video. Okay. Now, oops. Stop. Okay. Let's start this shit. Now let's watch this video. I know it's gonna be kind of high. Don't trip, but I want y'all to pay attention to this shit really close. Here it goes. Let's play.
Do you know Gloria Steinem? Here, let me give you a hint. So I was reading an online article to which I came across something that I didn't know about Gloria. It talks about Gloria's new book, My Life on the Road, recounting her life journeys and travels, but look at the bottom paragraph. What is often missed or mischaracterized, however, is the work she did as a CIA agent. Steinem was a spook. Confused, I decided to dig a little deeper. Black Feminism, the CIA, and Gloria Steinem. What follows is a fact sheet about Gloria Steinem's operations against the various social and political movements in America, particularly her role in creating a hateful and virulent strain of Black feminism that attacks Black men while partnering with the white establishment. Steinem first came across the radar of Black men when she put a book called Black Macho and the Myth of the Superwoman by Michelle Wallace on the cover of Miss Magazine, to which she controlled. Let's read on. The book was written by a Black feminist and activist, quote unquote, named Michelle Wallace, who came out of nowhere. She was in her early 20s, yet she was being touted as the leader of Black feminism. In the book, Wallace called abolitionists like Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth ugly and stupid for supporting Black men. She called Black revolutionaries chauvinist macho pigs and advised Black women to go it alone. Go it alone? Do it alone? I don't know. But peep what Gloria said. Gloria Steinem said that Wallace's book would define the future of Black relationships, and she pushed hard to make sure the book received massive publicity. Define the future of Black relationships? What's the bottom line? The bottom line is the so-called Black feminist movement was created and manipulated by the CIA from the very beginning. The only difference between Black revolutionaries and Black feminists on this issue is that Black revolutionaries know they were infiltrated and manipulated, but Black feminists are still unwilling to admit that they were infiltrated and manipulated, largely because they are highly invested in the hateful brand of Black feminism. It is now a central part of the culture of Black women, and this fact has led to the destruction of the Black Revolution and the complete distortion of Black relationships. And the CIA had a direct hand in creating this situation. So, Black woman, Gloria Steinem, your American journalist, feminist, social political activist, and CIA agent, she was used to cause disunity in the Black family through the use of feminism. Remember that book we read earlier, the one on the Black myth by Michelle? She said that would be the future for Black relationships. Nothing positive in that book was written about the Black men. They were putting them down. So the next time you think about supporting her, ask yourself, do you know Gloria Steinem? Here, let me give you a hint. So I was reading an on.
Now, I'll be damned. Now, I'll be damned.
She said, I'll be damned.
Now, what's so funny is I've been saying this for a while. And this young lady summed it up very clearly. And I want y'all to pay attention to this shit. Because what is the destruction of the so-called Black community? First and foremost, it's the destruction of the Black family. Right? And so you had the CIA targeting Black men. You had the FBI targeting Black men and putting them in prison. Okay? And then you had the CIA going off and targeting not only revolutionary Black women, but also so-called modern feminist Black women. And this has been considerable. This has been done over and over and over again. More than we understand. And this is why I keep on trying to explain to y'all that this is so important that y'all pay attention to.
I swear I hate this shit. This shit is like musical picture box. Like, I'm like, damn, why the fuck this shit just don't auto resize the shit? Anyway, I'm gonna shut up. Go ahead. My bad. You had a good thought going. Go ahead.
So I want y'all to understand that this relationship gap that Black men and Black women have today has quite literally been put into place. Right? And it's been put into place. And if you can't see what's going on in the Black community between the Black man and Black woman, this shit is working to a T. And one of the things that I was talking about is last week where we have this big problem where we have Black men, right? We have Black men trying to be men again. You have black women who's trying to be men. And black women that's trying to run the shit. And there is no semblance. There is no order. There is no working together because we're at each other's neck. And why? Because when black man says black woman, I'm gonna need you to step up. I'm gonna need you to take accountability and responsibility for what you've done. Black woman turns around and says, black man, what about you? So we're at this consistent tick for tat situation where black men and black women are just trying to get one over on each other. And this is what I'm talking about. And go ahead.
I was gonna say, so check this out, right? I see a lot of like the gender war content and like, people going back and forth with each other and men being upset with women and women being upset with men. And as far as that goes, like I think that like men and women, I think both parties have legitimate complaints about each other. I don't think that those complaints like apply across the board, but there's a majority of men and a majority of women within the greater group that actually could, benefit from listening to some of those gripes that the men have about the women and that the women have about the men. But I have a question though, and I want to know your opinion about this question, and I want to know the people in the comments' opinion about this question. When we're dealing with, quote, gender issues, when we're dealing with a, quote, gender war, how does LGBTQ play into that? Because what I find interesting is, I watch a lot of this back and forth, you know what I mean? And I just find it interesting because there's this whole dynamic of men and women going back and forth. And then there's this whole entire other class of genders that's kind of not accounted for, but there's an alleged gender war, but those genders aren't part of that, quote, gender war, but those genders, quote, have some kind of vitriol towards the two, I guess I would say, like traditional genders. So how does that factor in, and how does that affect the current conflict and climate?
Well, I think it makes it worse, and it brings a brand new nuance to the whole situation, in my personal opinion. Right? When you're dealing with the LGBTQIA plus community, the fact of the matter is we already know that they hijack our movements as black folks, right? But if you want to really look at it in a very kind of in a deeper sense, what you have to realize is this: who is the biggest supporter of the LGBTQIA plus community? And my answer would be black women. Okay? Who is the biggest supporter of these people? The modern black feminist woman. Now, we just got done talking about the feminists, right? But if you put that same destruction in and then to add the LGBTQ community and what they're doing, I think it opens up a whole new boundaries, and it shows, I think it's pretty solidified that it shows that the government, the CIA, FBI, and everybody else have been going out of their way to make sure that black men and black women do not get along.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like there's always going to be intervention from from the greater government to try to cause vitriol, chaos, and disorganization when it comes to dealing with black people. Always. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that like people need to be more aware of. In my opinion, one of the reasons why we kind of need to like back off each other when it comes to dealing with these quote gender issues. Because the way that I look at it, this is just what I see. There's a lot of men who are upset because they feel like women are rebellious. And then there's a lot of women who feel like they have the right to be rebellious because they feel that men have had a very long time to lead and be the change agents that they should be. And that hasn't happened to everybody's satisfaction or to a uniform benefit. So it seems like there, if there could be a coming to the table and people talking and figure out, what would be the best thing. I think that there are some men who are not capable of leading properly. And I think that there's some women who also aren't capable of leading properly. And I think what the issue is that what we need to understand is how to standardize who is a leader or not. Like if there's a woman who's a brilliant woman, who's intelligent, you know what I mean? I don't have a problem with respecting her and listening to like knowledge and wisdom that she has. Just because I'm a man doesn't mean I have to like try to talk over her and muscle her from a, position of authority. However, I would expect that same respect if there's a situation or a subject matter or a task that I could lead in an effective capacity. Then I would expect her to understand that and allow me to do that. I think the problem is that there's not a lot of balance, where it's just that everybody has this, we want to run shit. And even if we will be the ones that run shit into the ground, we're just not going to let go and be honest about whether we're actually capable or not. Like when it comes to leadership, there's a strong group of women and a strong group of men. You know what I'm saying? You muted, bro. You muted.
My bad. I get what you're saying. I think there is. Shatira had said, she goes, I would say that is not entirely true because viewpoints have changed on that population recently. And she's talking about my comment. And as much as I totally understand where you're coming from, Shatira, I would still have to say that a majority of modern Black feminist women still hold that opinion. And while we're going to put that out there, I'm going to also have to say that I still don't see, I still see a very large percentage of Black women joining this whole ideal and movement of a Black feminist. Okay. They call them different things. They say I'm a Black feminist, or they say um, I'm a new age feminist, or they'll say I'm a womanist, things of that nature. But they're all the same because they're all built upon the same principles. Okay. And so I would have to push back on that just a tad bit. And don't get me wrong, I do see the tides changing just a little bit, but I don't see them changing enough. And that's and fast enough either. I still see too many so-called modern day Black feminist type women that are taking on these ideals that were handed to them by a government that don't want them to be with Black men. Because again, go ask yourself. I mean, there's a reason why the FBI director, J. Edgar Hoover, said the most dangerous thing to America today is the Black family. All right? Or Black unity. Okay? But you can't have Black unity without the Black family, without the Black community, right? In order to have a community, you have to have family, right? And then you have to have family all around. So the thing is, I mean, the stars are aligned very, 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 very close to it. Now, real quick, my last point is this. I would absolutely agree that there are Black men who are not leaders. Okay? I will stand on that. And I will agree that there are Black men out here not doing their job. Right? But the fact of the matter is this. We have seen overwhelming action by Black men. Black men literally changing their whole frame of mind, changing the way that they're going about things. More Black men are graduating from college. More Black men are starting to be entrepreneurs. More Black men are out here working. More Black men are out here fucking, being daddies to their kids. The fact of the matter is, is I have seen black men starting to pick up the steam and starting to do the right thing. My question still holds true for black women. When are you going to take responsibility? Once you take responsibility and black men have started already taking responsibility, then we have something to work with. That's my personal opinion.
Well, I actually was going to ask a question, and it's funny because Shatera actually typed it into the comments, and while you're dropping your information, I'm trying to make it so that I can put the comment on the screen, but because we're on Haps, they globally hit it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But she asked the same thing that I was thinking. I'm curious to know how many black women actually identify with, quote, the formal feminist movement. Do you see that? Do you see that a lot, or do you think that it's more of just kind of there's a sector of people who kind of present a certain way, or kind of stand behind some certain talking points, and they kind of get lumped into a group? How do you feel about that?
Okay, so this is how I feel about it. I think, and don't get me wrong, women are not going to like to hear this very much, but I'm going to be straight up, and this is what I personally feel. Again, I could be wrong, right? I do agree that the main black women who call themselves feminists tend to be immigrant or first or second generation anchor babies in this country.
You said you said so basically you said it's like non-foundational black.
Yeah, right. That's what I usually see out there in the face, right? But here's the problem. And don't get me wrong, you don't have to call yourself a feminist to have feminist mind state. Okay. And so the way that foundational black women have gotten around this is just by literally saying, I'm not a feminist, or they say something like, I'm a womanist. Okay. And that's cool. And usually I would accept that as true. The problem is all of the attitude, not meaning like, girl, you got an attitude type shit, but the attitude of women, black women, okay, tend to be feminist ideals, regardless on if they want to call themselves feminists or not. They still hold feminist ideals. So that would be my retort.
Okay. All right. That's what's up. So what do you think can be done to try to make it where everybody can play nice in the sandbox? Because at the end of the day, the way that I look at this is the biggest problem with this is that while we're in a state of disequilibrium, while we're in a state of disunity, we're vulnerable. You know what I mean? And the thing is that it seems like the way that the current situation is when it comes to male female relationships, or when it comes to male and male social interactions, even, you know what I'm saying? It seems like there's a lot of vitriol, especially like on social media. And in my opinion, just as somebody looking on at the situation, in order for things to get better, that has to end. Do you guys agree with me or disagree? How do you feel about that, bro?
You probably have to reword it for me a little bit.
I don't even remember what I just said, and you expect me to reword it. I don't even remember what I said.
How you gonna ask the question and you gonna forget the motherfucking question?
What did I say, y'all? Type it in the comments. I don't remember. No, I'm just playing. So, basically, what I'm asking is, what is the remedy for this? How can there be a peaceful, unifying coexistence where everybody's not at everybody's throat? Because it just seems like, you can
build more Shatiras.
There you go.
Build more Shatiras. We need
gotta tell
we need
Haps to stop messing with our comments then, so we can get them up
right,
on the
right.
screen.
We need to build more Shatiras and have women take a whole bunch of Shatira classes. That's what we need. Okay. That's no, but really, honestly, I think I think it's a lot more simple than people think. I think if black women could take accountability, right? If women just took a little bit of accountability, right, and just said, okay, yeah, you're right. That those are things that we should fix about ourselves, and then just leave it there instead of going, but you, and we just all accept responsibility and then start from there. I think we can build somewhere. It's the problem is when we go back and forth and we start pointing fingers, because the minute fucking I say, well, black women need to take responsibility for the last 4 decades of motherfucking raising young black men to adults, so you can't bitch about your kids, then black women turn around and say, but black men wasn't there to be the daddy. That's not a good look. It's like it's kind of like apologizing, right? When you apologize, you don't apologize by saying, or when you're mad and you want someone to apologize and they say, well, tell me why you're mad, and you explain why you're mad, right? If they just apologize and say, okay, I understand what you're saying, and then move on, right? Then you guys can work it out. But the problem lies when you tell the opposite person, it doesn't matter if it's a male or a female doing it, right? If one person says, you're doing this makes me feel this way, and the other person says, but you, there's going to be continual fractioning on both sides. You see what I'm saying?
What about I like what Joy 31608 said. She said talking to each other instead of watching the media. I think there's a lot of validity in what she said there. Like, I think that's an excellent point, because at the end of the day, again, if you look at things the way that I look at them, the media is no different, from the government, and the media is always going to try to cause chaos and disunity, when it comes to dealing with black people. And if the media is perpetuating the messages that the government wants, which is for us to be in a perpetual weakened state, then we need to stop paying so much attention to the media and start paying a little bit more attention to each other and what we actually have to say in legitimate concerns.
Right. No, and I agree. And let me, I don't want to ignore her comment because she's actually asked twice. So Joy said, accountability for what? Well, accountability on our young men and how they're acting today in single mother households. Accountability for as bad as, for the most part, how black women be talking bad about black men. Accountability on thinking that it's okay to just keep on shitting on black men because, I don't know, you had a bad relationship or something. You know what I mean? Like, there are things that black women tend to do and that pretty much just shit on black men, telling black men that they are not men, trying to gatekeep what a man is. You know what I mean? Not taking responsibility on kids being raised, and then bitching about the men, the availability of men out there in the world. And then you bitch about the black men. Well, you've raised those black men for the last 4 decades. And this is based off the arguments that I've heard. Okay, not based off of what any of you guys have said. These are based upon arguments that I've heard women say. Well, black men don't take care of their babies. Black men is deadbeats. Black men don't work. Black men, you know what I mean? They don't have no, they don't act like men. They don't do this. They don't do that. They don't lead. They don't, all this other shit. I'm not saying that you say that. I'm just saying these are just things that I keep on hearing coming from black women that are consistently belittling to black men. Black men don't like to hear that shit all the time. And, like, because people seem to think that if you keep on bitching about it over and over and over, somehow that's going to change something. But it's really not. And that's one of the biggest problems. Black women need to stop complaining so much and start doing a little bit more supporting. You know, these type of small little things that black women have fallen out of favor for because of the ideals of these, what I like to call the Beyonce effect, which is black women thinking, I'm independent. I don't need no man. I don't need this. I don't need that. I don't, you know what I mean? If you want to get with me, pay my bills. If you fucking want to fuck with me, you better act like I'm the, you know, my pussy is, you know, lined with diamonds and shit. Like that kind of attitude, that whole attitude of, you know, I am the real man and you are not. You know what I mean? That kind of shit.
I just want to shout out my man Tony D, because I never come on Haps, and you know I can't holler at my homeboy unless I use this nonsense, because I swear they paying Izzy real well to promote this damn thing. That's just me. That's a conspiracy theory. That's rumors that I'm making up. I don't know if
They're not.
I don't know if that's true or not. But I'm throwing that out there. Y'all can let me know if that's true or not. But I got my first Haps award, and it was from my man Tony D. So Tony D, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate it. All right, go ahead, bro. You're gonna have to give me some of that check they sending you, but we'll talk about that later.
That's what I'm saying. Look, and that's just what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, this new ideal of what a man is, and I just think that black women, I think the biggest problem that black women are doing, they're gatekeeping what a man is. I think that's one of the biggest things that I've heard. You know, black women are trying to gatekeep what a man is. You know what I mean? You know, ain't nothing going on with the rent. Yeah, you know, if you want to get with me, you better have a job. I remember that shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, all I'm saying is, if you're going to use the excuse of, well, you know, black men ain't being daddies, well, okay, I'm all for that. And I think black men are starting to stand back up, but the gatekeeping needs to stop. And we need to stop saying black men are still not taking care of their kids, because according to the CDC, that's false. It's false. And it's been false since 2013. You see what I'm saying? And every year, our numbers don't do nothing but get better and better and better and better and better. Right? And I think that black men are just looking for a little bit of appreciation. Like, look, hey, we've been on your ass about this shit, and for the most part, y'all brothers are stepping up. Good job. Round of applause. I'm with you. There you go. That's all. Right? That's all black men really want. But we don't feel like we getting that shit from black women. And I think it's because black women are gatekeeping masculinity. What is a man? Right? And my evidence is only anecdotal, and I will say that my evidence is only anecdotal. But anybody that's ever been on Periscope, that was on Periscope just a year or two ago, you didn't have to be on there too long ago. We used to have these conversations, right? There was a time for a whole month, 1 to 3 months, we had these conversations. What makes a man, or what makes a male a man, right? And what makes a female a woman or a lady, right? And what was so funny was, in all of the conversations with what makes a male a man, it was always women talking. It was always women setting up the boundaries of what a man is.
So I got a question. I'm gonna stop you real quick, because you actually are going somewhere really good with what you're saying, and I actually want to get some feedback from the people in the comments. So everybody, wherever you're watching from, dial in on this. Are the expectations of a man that men have of other men, for the most part, are they about 90% consistent with what women think a man should be, or are they completely different? And men and women are completely not, consistent with their expectation of a man? And whose do you think is the most accurate? Is men's idea of how to be a man more accurate? Is women's idea of how to be a man more accurate? Or is it a combination of both? And what's the most important things if it's a combination of both?
I would have to say probably it's both. I mean, I can't really say, because I think women bring up legitimate points about what men need to do. I think they do, right? I think they do bring up valid points. But I think the points that they've hit upon, it's like, okay, it's like this. They set a marker. This is just my personal feeling. Again, my opinion. This is not fact, and this is not most men. Okay, this is my opinion. In my opinion, I feel like women have set a marker of what a man is, right? But the minute we reach that marker, I feel that they move the goalpost.
Right.
Right. But I think what men and women say are actually very similar. You understand what I'm saying? They're similar.
I listen to a lot of that stuff. And what I find interesting is the critiques of men and women seem to be very similar to each other. So yeah. It's hard for me, I say, damn, a lot of times, like if you listen to, the most recent live stream that Kevin Samuels did that had everybody upset, you know what I mean? A lot of Kevin Samuels issues that he had with a lot of those men who called in, they were very consistent with a lot of the female critics. Mm-hmm. So, but what I find interesting is that the females and the men, for some reason, have some kind of disconnect. But I don't understand how you can be disconnected when you see similar issues causing problems.
That's where I think the moving of the goalpost is happening. Right there. Like, we get to that point, right? But then all of a sudden that goalpost is magically moved. Like before, right? Before, if we was able to go off, right? If a black man was able to go get an AA or a BA, right? Make between 60 and 80,000 a year. A lot of women usually were happy with that. You see what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden it switches. Well, if you make 80, make 100 or 120, right? It's the level keeps on pulling up before we're even reaching that first level. It's like we're just now getting our shit right, and we're just starting to fucking round it all out, right? But they keep on moving the goalposts, and it's just like we're right under that goalpost, and it seems to be being done on purpose.
I think it's a little bit. I think what it is that men and women keep kind of misfiring at each other, and they keep kind of missing what it is the other is trying to say. I think you're right when it comes to the goalpost moving, but I don't necessarily think it's goalpost moving. I think it's expectation of more, which expectation of more, in my opinion, isn't bad, but right. Those expectations have to be reasonable within a reasonable time frame.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Keep on going. No, keep on going. No, you're right. You're spot on.
Because a lot of what I hear now, you like what you said, you're exactly right. Like if you've graduated and if you have a good job, right, and if you're making between $40,000 and $80,000, then that's what you need to be doing. However, people are looking at this and they're saying, you know what? Now the way that things are, money kind of is indifferent. We're kind of indifferent about money, and what we're looking at now is social influence, power, dominance. And when it comes to power, social influence, and dominance as a collective, if you're only making $80,000, how are you going to compete when it comes to dealing with other men, in other groups who actually have, a huge advantage because of things that, the way that the world is and things that they've done in order to lock in those kind of things. So they're looking like, what are you guys doing to either combat that or ideologically rival that, so that there can be the same kind of value that those men have applied to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I get that, but the thing is here's what I'm saying. And let me see. Shatir said, "No, sir, I don't think the goalpost moved. Isn't it safe to say that it was a man that even brought up this magical 100K number?" Yeah, I can agree with that. And if you ask the average black woman, she does not require a man to have that high income. She only asks that they are able to live comfortably. Now, again, Shatira, because I know you, again, I accept that coming from you. And this is why I had said, when he said earlier, he said, well, what do women have to do, right? I said, we need to hold more Shatira classes, right? Because you're open-minded and you're thinking more rationally. But here's the problem. I don't believe black women are thinking rationally. And it goes back to what you're talking about. When you said, make sure that expectation is possible, it's realistic, right? And I think we're running out of this whole idea of what's realistic now. And that's the biggest problem. Like, what is realistic? And you got to understand, again, back in the day, black women really, 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 really did understand what a black man was going through. He was going to get fucked with by the police. He was going to get fucked with by his boss. He was going to get fucked with by random white men walking down the street and shit like that, right? They understood that. They understood the shit that, right? And they gave him that credit because they understood, look, he's trying, he's working hard, he's making, 60 to 80,000 a year. That's, decent, it's good, it's not bad, right? But he's also contending with all these other things. And so before, I think that was acceptable. And I think, that's why the relationships work, right? But nowadays, I think that the unrealistic aspects of shit is starting to come into play. And I think the biggest reason is because the influence, just like you said, on media. Because what we're doing is we want social fame. We want the power, just like you were saying, right? But how do you get that, right? So now women are looking for only these dudes with just this shit already made in a lot of cases. They don't want to fuck with the nigga that's, just, starting his own business or, ain't got a car. Like that's really rare, bro. That's really rare these days that a woman would even date you if you don't have a car. Like back in my day, I was able to meet dates, taking a bus. And I'd be like, yeah, I got to jump on this bus and meet you. And they'd be like, okay, don't worry about it. Right? Today, if you say some shit like that, they're going to be like, nigga, you's a scrub. Like, fuck out of here. Go get a car.
That's hilarious.
Right? And that's the shit that I'm talking about. Is where I'm talking about, like, we have too high expectations and we're still not accepting that it's like you're accepting that there's systematic racism out there, when it affects you, but you're not accepting that systematic racism and how hard it comes down on black men. And I think that's one of the biggest issues. I think that's one of the biggest disconnects. We don't feel like there's any understanding of what we go through. And that's just my personal agreement. That's just my personal thing. It could be the lack of commitment, shaking up a side person. I can't necessarily argue with that because technically, by the numbers, there is a lack of commitment between black men and black women. So I can't argue with that. It could be that. I can't argue with that. And so, and then Shatira said, didn't I tell y'all last year that this high value combo was dumb? It depends on whether the man is valuable to me. No perfectly fine, productive black men are having complexes about their income. Now, I get you. I get you. But again, I want to point out that you, Shatira, and some of the ladies in here, like you and Joy, right? You guys seem to be more realistic women, right? Where we're not catching so much of that realism today by the younger generations.
Yeah, I don't think younger generations really know exactly what to look for. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of issues there when it comes to dealing with the younger generations. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But yeah, man, I gotta agree with Shatera, about the whole quote, high value, conversation. When
Nigga,
it comes,
quit licking her twat, nigga.
no.
I just fuck with you.
We've talked about that, bro. You know how
Yeah, I know.
you know what I'm saying?
I
Like, you
know.
know how I feel about that
Right.
because like my thing is like it depends, when it comes to the value situation, is how the man values the woman and how the woman values the man.
Right.
And there's really no standardized criteria when it comes across individuals who are different because we're all different. There's different things that different people value. And one, like, something that you value in a woman may not be something that I value, and something that
Right.
I value in a woman may not be something that you value. Same thing as, there's something, in a man that some women may value, and then there's things that men have that other women may not value. So
Right.
there's a little aspect of customization when it comes to matchmaking. And one of my issues with that whole high value thing is that it doesn't take that into consideration. Now I get it. There should basically be a standard of, the woman shouldn't be a thought and the dude shouldn't be a dusty. Like, I mean, I get
Right.
that. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? But at the
Right.
same time, to try to standardize that for everybody, in my opinion, is just completely absurd and unrealistic.
No, and I get what you're saying. And again, I don't. Again, I agree with you, and I agree with Shatira. I do. It's just what I see, and so therefore, what I'm seeing is what I'm expressing, not what I believe.
Right,
Right.
right, right,
and
right.
and so that's the distinction that I want to make. And I just want to say that, I if any of the ladies felt like I was kind of going in too hard on women, I wasn't. I was trying to go 50-50 equal and going in on men and women. But some people felt as if I was kind of going a little bit too hard on women. So I wanted to start this off with that video to explain exactly why, because I was trying to explain and people were kind of getting lost, and they were like, well, I mean, I get it, but I mean, is it really, what is the government doing? Right. And I was like, well, this is what these white folks is doing. And this is right here, what I just showed you guys about Gloria Steinem, or whatever the fuck her name is. I don't know what the fuck that bitch name is. But, you know, um, you know, I was like, oh well, this substantiates what I've been saying to everybody. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not men, it's not women, it's not just men and it's not just women. It's not just black men and just black women. It is black men, black women, and the biggest contributor to that is white folks with their ultimate attempt to destroy the black family, which in turn destroys the black community, which then destroys black unity, which then puts us all in disarray, which then makes it almost impossible for us to get out of the situation that we're in. And then we stay that permanent underclass. And it all breaks down just that simple.
Well, you know what? I think it's funny that Joy actually just commented because I was actually going to bring it back to one of the things that she had said originally about we need to stop listening to the media.
Mm-hmm.
And in my opinion, I'd like to add on to that. not only do we need to stop listening to the media, but we actually need to start manufacturing and distributing our
Our
own
own
media
media.
messages.
Yep.
Because as long as they're continuing to own the airwaves, we're gonna have to constantly be listening to polluted messages instead of listening to messages that would actually be wholesome, that make sense for us and to us. You know what I'm saying?
Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. So now that I have cleared that up, hopefully everybody gets a better idea of what I was saying. You know what I mean? And I hope I cleared that up. Maybe we can have now a deeper conversation. And who knows? We might even start being able to mend some fences. So that's the verse subject I wanted to talk about. So your turn. And I knew your ass wasn't going to stay out that conversation, nigga.
Who, me?
Yeah,
You said you knew I wasn't gonna stay out.
I knew you wasn't.
Nigga, that's because did you read my profile? I'm a journalist. I ask questions. I can't help it. When somebody's talking about some stimulating, topic, let me ask some questions. I gotta do it. You know what I'm saying?
I knew you wasn't gonna stay out of it. All right, so what you want to get into next, man? We want to go the POC coalition, how that shit is fuckboy shit, or do we want to go with Fat Albert getting out of prison? Which one we want to go?
Let's do two things. Let's do Fat Albert getting out of prison, and let's talk about the plea deal for Derek Chauvin's federal case.
Okay, let's do those two. Okay, yeah, there we go. So, if you guys did not know, if you didn't know, okay, if you didn't know, and here, if you don't mind, I'm gonna change it to this real quick so we can put it up here just like that. But look at this. Grandpa Bill is out of prison, motherfuckers.
Yay.
The conviction has been overturned by the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. And I told everybody this was going to happen. I told them it's not going to be overnight. But I told you, way back in Periscope days, the fact of the matter is Bill Cosby was found guilty for no other reason but because fucking people already had an opinion on him, and the judge allowed testimony that shouldn't have been allowed in the first place.
Now I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What you just said about the judge allowing testimony that shouldn't have been allowed in the first place. Do you now know that Fox, NBC, and CNN are coming out with stories saying, well, now what we need to do is reinvestigate how Harvey Weinstein was sentenced? Because, see, here's the thing. When it comes to Bill Cosby, there's an article from New York Times, and they talk about how the reason why they released Bill Cosby was because when he spoke to some prosecutor, and the prosecutor said that he wouldn't be allowed to be put in prison based on things that he talked about in the civil case. And what happened was when they prosecuted him for the criminal case, they drew from testimonies from the civil case and used that to incriminate him.
Right. Well, not only that, but they actually went off and they allowed testimony from people that should have never been able to testify in the first place. They got to add evidence that they should have never been able to add. So for me, this was completely a bunk conviction in my opinion at all. You know what I mean? A lot of people say that it was because he tried to buy NBC. I think it was a lot more than that. And what it was the demonization of black men. Okay? And I want y'all to understand something. Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, and all the black men that were plastered on your fucking timeline on Twitter and YouTube and motherfucking the news the whole fucking time, right? When they were talking about that Me Too shit, even though it was the Weinsteins and the motherfucking all them white dudes in Hollywood, whose faces kept on coming up? R.
Did you
Kelly,
did
Bill
you did you
Cosby.
know that Bill Cosby was the first person prosecuted in the Me Too movement?
Right. He
Whatever
was,
happened to Governor Cuomo? Didn't like 20 staff assistants come out and say that he was, harassing them or doing whatever? Whatever happened to him?
yeah.
And by the way, real quick before you get back going, I just wanted to say peace to my man Delmo down there. That's my homie right there, man.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah. So I think you're absolutely right when we start to do this shit. So they're saying that in the article it says the Pennsylvania Supreme Court overturned the indecent assault conviction on Bill Cosby on Wednesday and ordered his release from prison after finding that he was denied protection against self-incrimination. Okay, the court said that the prosecutor's decision not to charge Cosby 83 in an earlier case opened the door for him to speak freely in a lawsuit against him, thinking he would not incriminate himself criminally. The second prosecutor later used that lawsuit testimony in a criminal trial, and the testimony was key in the conviction years later, just like you said. Okay? And I want y'all to pay attention to that. It's very serious.
Yeah, you know what? And I actually had, if you look at Shatera's comment, she said, "I'm glad he's out, but will Bill change his viewpoints on the community?" I actually read an article from a Pennsylvania from a Pennsylvania local company, a local media company, and they were saying that the Black community canceled Bill Cosby as a result of his stance and viewpoint on the community. I didn't know that he really came out and said disparaging things about Black people all like that. Mm-hmm. So, like, what did he say that was very critical of Blacks? Because this is new to me. I didn't know that. Like, if you watch my live stream that I did on that, I said the same thing. I didn't know I wasn't aware that he had made really harsh criticism. So I was curious as to what they were.
Multiple times. And he usually did them at his temple speeches when he used to give his little speeches at Temple University, right? and he was saying things like Black folks is lazy. We kill each other and we do this and we do that, and he was just bad mouthing Black folks. And don't get me wrong, like,
so he was doing his basic mainstream media talking points when it comes to bragging Black people.
You bad motherfucker, you aren't eating my pudding pops, and you're acting like a little thug with your pants coming off your ass.
And none of that shit saved him from his jail sentence, huh?
Right, none of that saved him.
Yeah, I hope he learned something from that.
And I hope he sees that the Black community, even after we did cancel him, we still had his back, and we've been riding with him this whole time. So if he keeps his same stance, then you know what? You are a dumbass. Okay? Bill, you are a fucking coon. But we'll have to see. We'll have to wait to see. You know what I mean? We needed to stop beating our women because they could not find a job and didn't have education. He said that shit too. He said a whole bunch of shit. Trust me. I still got the video. It's like an hour-long speech. He talked so much shit about Black folks.
Now, do you think that was the same type of criticism that Monique gave when she was talking about the bonnets, or do you think that his was disingenuous and that Monique's was more for uplift and like a elderly counsel type thing?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I didn't pay attention to the bonnet shit, so I have no idea what the fuck she said when it came to the bonnet shit. I just wasn't even paying attention. It wasn't that important to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think it's kind of like whatever. You know what I
mean? Right. No, I get it. I get it, bro. I get it.
Like,
that's like I said. Like, I didn't really know, like, because I don't really pay attention. I've only been paying attention to Bill Cosby, You know what I'm saying? Ever since this whole legal issue with him has been happening. But as far as like his critiques and different things, I only take what people in the media and celebrities say with a grain of salt. And a lot of times I'm not checking for what they say anyway. So, you know, that slipped past me. But, you know, when I became aware that he said something, I was interested in what he said. You know what I mean?
Right. What I'll do is I'll send you a couple of the speeches and you can check them out yourself.
Okay,
and
cool,
we can speak on it. We can speak on it again. Me personally, again, listen, at the end of the day, I didn't do it because I love Bill Cosby. I don't support Bill Cosby because, you know, I think he's innocent either. Okay? He took advantage of women. Like, we can say that shit. Okay? He took advantage. But again, I'm not going to alleviate all these women because most of them motherfuckers willingly took Spanish Fly and willingly took what he gave them. Okay?
I got a question for everybody. How does everybody feel about Bill Cosby and the scrutiny that he's faced and the kind of brushing over that Charlemagne the God has dealt with?
I don't think Charlemagne the God has gotten enough scrutiny.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Will they put the Bill Cosby show back on? I don't know, probably. White people quick to do that. He's innocent now. He got out of prison. They want to make some money off of his shit. I'm sure they're going to put that shit back on TV.
That's why it's important to own your own shit. That's why it's so important. See, and this actually kind of goes back to that gender, you know, this kind of goes back to that gender discussion, because a lot of times the criticism is, what do people build? Mm-hmm. And the thing is that if we had collectively built a media company, we could take in Bill Cosby just coming back out of jail, you know what I'm saying? And we could actually run the Bill Cosby show episodes and protect his masters and pay him right and keep all of that money out of the hands of NBC and CNN and MSNBC and all of those different companies. That's why that's so important, man. Like, in my opinion, like, man, that just has to happen. It's a necessity.
Right. And yeah, and Joy, that was my biggest problem. That bitch didn't go back just once. That bitch went back 3 times. 3 times. Wait a minute. You say he raped her the first time, then you went back, and then you said he raped you a second time, and then you went back again, and you said he raped you a third time. Mind you, she went over to his house all 3 times.
What was the general consensus on that? Like, what did people say about that? Like, did anybody question that? Because that's just nonsensical and insane to me.
No, nobody did, because you know what they try to pull and use the whole, well, you know, he was using his power and influence against her. You know what I mean? No, Brad, you had tenure at that school. Wasn't nobody firing you because you didn't fuck Bill Cosby. Like, fuck out of here, you dummy. I'm good on that.
Yeah, that shit is just crazy.
I'm good on that one. So, it looks like we froze up a little bit. We might be froze for a second, but we should be able to get back. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all, let's make sure that they can hear us. Yeah, there we go. I think it's about to unfreeze now. It's unfroze now. Okay, cool. Beverly Johnson testified that he drugged her, but when she said she didn't want sex, he put her into a cab and sent her home. Right. Again, the stories didn't make no sense. Again, I'm not saying that Bill Cosby didn't probably take advantage of some ladies. He probably did. You know what I mean? But not the cases that they charged him with. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying the dude is innocent. You know what I mean? I think he needs to go and fucking stick some, you know, some Jello pops up his ass. But whatever. You know. So since we took care of that shit.
Facts.
Since we talked about that shit, let's get into Derek Chauvin.
What do you think about that? What's your consensus on that whole thing? What do you think? Did you know that part of the plea deal was for him to be able to serve his time at a federal prison? What kind of implications do you think that has?
What the implications of that is that he'll be more protected at a federal prison.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
That's what that is. The fact of the matter is this. I think what it was, and I'm gonna be honest, this was the only way that they were able to show Derek Chauvin, look, we got your back. I gave you the least amount of time that I can give you without looking like I'm clearly trying to get you out of fucking prison. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. I agree 100% because I also think that they're going to try to use it as an indirect way to shorten his sentence.
Yeah.
Because see, the thing is I think the plea deal is currently for about like 20 years. So
no, it's not a plea. It's not a plea. He was found guilty.
No. I'm talking about the plea deal that he has to the federal case.
Oh, to the federal case. Oh, okay.
The federal case, yeah.
Okay.
Because he was found guilty in the sentencing, they gave him 22.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what he's trying to negotiate with as far as a plea deal for the federal case is 20 years. So now I think that if they plan on running those concurrent. So if they run them concurrent, then they're going to run it for the minimum, which is going to be 20 years because that's closest to 22.5. But what's going to end up happening is he'll do 10 to 15, in my opinion, and they'll try to slide that under the rug.
He'll do 15 years with credit for 2 years. The federal time will run concurrent, so he'll be out within 13 to 15 years. Guaranteed. No ifs, ands, or buts. He will be out within 13 to 15 years. And the thing is I think it's a slap in the face. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, absolutely.
This is a complete and utter slap in the face to all black folks. And if you're black and you accept this sentencing as fair, you're a coon. You're a coon. You're a coon and a sellout. Like real shit. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're an idiot.
That's one of the reasons why they wanted to have the big celebration and try to hurry up and package what went on at the state level so that they could slide this, quietly under the rug.
Right. No, and that's exactly why they gave us Juneteenth as a federal holiday.
There you go.
It was to placate black folks so we didn't trip too much off the Derek Chauvin what he was gonna get. Because she said the judge had already said she already had her motherfucking the number of years before the families ever gave their statements.
Yep. And did you see what I think it was Joy. I think Joy, she said that they said something at the interview or at the very first trial. You remember when he was giving his statement during the sentencing and he said there's things that I can't comment on right now, but they'll come out later in the future and hopefully that'll give the family some rest. Do you know one of the terms of the plea deal is for him to give a public testimony of what he did to George Floyd and why? Why the hell is that? How is telling everybody about that something that's that valuable that it'll decrease his sentence? That's insane to me.
Yeah, I think it's insane. It doesn't matter. I don't want to hear what the fuck he did because I saw what he did. I don't need to know. I don't need him to tell me what he did.
That's exactly what I said. Like, we saw the shit on the video. What else is there to say?
Right. There's nothing else to say. The fact of the matter is this. A black man got 34 years for killing a police dog. This man got to fucking lean on a black man's neck for 9 fucking minutes, which is technically torture. And he got 22 years for torture and murder.
Look at this. Bill Cosby got the same amount of time that Amber Geiger got, and she killed somebody.
Right. See? So the fact of the matter is if you see, there's still a major discrepancy when we're talking about sentences that's being doled out to these white folks and these white fucking race soldiers out here. Okay? Don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? Don't
Facts.
get it twisted, man. Don't get
Facts.
it twisted. So my whole thing with Darren Chauvin is utter fucking nonsense, and I can care less about that piece of shit motherfucker at all.
I got a question for you. How do you feel about the young mixed cop and the Asian cop? Do you know like the history behind their involvement in that whole situation?
I think they're both guilty.
But check this out though. This is interesting. I totally agree. I absolutely 100% agree that they're guilty. However, the interesting thing about it
Mm-hmm.
is that the young Asian cop and the young mixed cop, it was their first day on the job out of the academy. They were the first two that came up to Chauvin at the situation where the alleged $20 bill was. Two rookies were partnered together. Now, guess who was
Wait,
the
are you
teacher?
sure about that?
Yeah, yeah, I'm absolutely sure about that. You can look it up. We got the people in the comments. Look it up.
Huh?
See, Tony D even says I did a video on it.
Really? Well,
Yeah,
if they were rookies, they shouldn't have been partnered together as rookies.
exactly. And the thing is that that mixed cop was actually on his second strike. He was already in trouble with Chauvin because Chauvin was his teacher at the academy,
Hmm.
and they don't say nothing about that.
Yeah, I mean, there. It's like, yeah, information man talked about that. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is they're just as guilty, and I don't care
Oh
if they
yeah, for
were
sure,
rookies.
for
If
sure.
they were rookies, honestly, them being rookies and being like brand new, and you can do that right now if you want. If the fact of the matter is that these dudes actually stood there and kept guard, and we're talking about if these guys were straight out of you know the academy, they should have been more willing to stay on the books
Absolutely.
within the lines.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree. But the reason why I brought that up is to say you have now what in my opinion what they need to do is they need to go back and take a look at all of the police officers who were trained by Derek Chauvin and see what kind of arrests and what kind of things that they were involved in to see how training from someone like Derek Chauvin has tainted the police department and their procedures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that shit.
Yeah,
I
hell
get
yeah.
that. You know what I mean? I definitely get that shit for sure.
Because if he was a trainer, just imagine, you know what I'm saying? Look at what he did, and he's supposed to be the example.
Right, right. Absolutely. And the thing is he was a fucking shitty cop anyway. How many? He had like a whole bunch of priors, like 18 priors,
Oh, yeah, 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 hell
something
yeah.
like 13, 18
Mm-hmm.
priors, some shit like that. And so this dude was bad from gate.
Yep.
This dude was
Yep.
just bad from gate. And if he was teaching other motherfuckers, all them motherfuckers need to be charged and they need to fucking do their time. So, yeah. Um, so that's that. What we'll check all the records related to Derek. Yeah, I think so. I think we need to. So I know you said you needed to do something real quick.
Yeah, you got something else that you want to put up there?
Yeah, I'm going to.
All right, give me. Well, I mean, you go ahead and do your thing. I
All
will be
right,
back in like about 5 minutes.
all right, cool. All right, so while he's gone, everybody, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk to you about this. All right, if you don't know who this white boy is, this is Hunter Britton. Okay, and he was shot and killed by the police. Now, you guys know, anybody that's been watching me for a number of years, when it comes to police brutality, I've kind of left, the conversation to letting both white folks and black folks know that this is going to affect both of us, right? But white folks didn't never listen. But I'm going to tell you now, they're going to start listening because of this case right here. This white boy was shot for no reason by the police. Now, I'm not here to cape for the white boy, but what I am here to do is to make sure y'all pay attention to this shit, because if there's going to be something that's going to get reformed from the police, it's not going to be black man, black woman, or black child's death. It's going to be some white boy death. And that white boy death, his name is Hunter. Hunter Britton. Okay? And I want y'all to pay attention to this shit. Okay? We just saw the anti-Asian group get an anti-Asian hate bill. They're going to make a big deal about this situation right here. And they're going to get some sort of reform from fucking the government because he was white. But we're still going to keep on getting killed. This is going to change shit for white people. It ain't going to change shit for black folks. And I want y'all to understand this, because when you talk about police killing black folks, what are the excuses? Okay? What are the excuses that white folks tend to have? Oh, they kill more of us than they kill you guys. See, they've only killed 500 of y'all, but they've killed 1,400 of us, right? Not understanding that white people are 5 times the number that we are. So their numbers should be 5 times higher than ours are at average. And they're not. But they will use this as a reason to basically protect white folks even more. And this is going to be the case in which they do it. And what's going to happen is they're going to get reamed out for killing this white boy. They're not going to be reamed out for keeping on killing black folks. So I want y'all to understand this. When you see this, black folks, listen, I feel sorry for the kid, you know, and I feel bad for the kid, and it's fuck the police, but stay in your lane. Don't go out and march for this type of shit. Don't be marching out here to get fucking Hunter justice. His family and his friends and his community, other white people, will get him all the justice he needs. You need to concentrate on getting justice for you. I need to say that. It's absolutely imperative that I tell y'all that, because this is serious shit. This is going to make white folks a protected class, just like they've just made Asian folks a protected class. And I want y'all to understand that shit, because at the end of the day, Asians now understand full and well, oops, sorry about that. Asian folks know full and well that they become the protected class. And why do I say that? Well, because let me show you. Let me show you. And this is the next big wave. This is the wave on TikTok. This is the new wave on TikTok, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention to this shit. I need y'all to listen really close too. Watch this. Listen real quick. 小白马，滴滴答滴滴答，我是那个彩虹小白马，滴滴答滴滴答，我是那个彩虹小白马，滴滴答滴滴答，我是那个。All right. Do you notice what it's saying right there? Do you understand what that is? And I'm going to show y'all because I want y'all to fucking pay attention. Because I want to show you your POC black and brown coalition that everybody want to keep on talking about, but nobody want to motherfucking really talk about. All right? I'm going to show y'all what I mean. Watch this. Watch this. Do, do, do. Where's the motherfucking songs at? Because I want y'all to see this shit for yourself. Nay, nigga. I understand that. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Please, let's not go there. Because these motherfuckers know exactly what they doing. Don't fucking do that shit. Like, really stop that shit. Look, black folks, I know y'all so want to be accepted by these groups. And I get it. You want some exotic pussy or some shit. I get it. I understand. Y'all ain't used to having exotic pussy. Okay? But don't feed me that shit. Because I know exactly what it's from. It's from a children's show. And don't think I don't know what the fuck they're saying, because I do. But if you think that they're posting this song because it's just a song and they love this song, it's a kid's song for a kid's show. And these motherfuckers ain't never seen that kid's show ever in their life. Okay? And I want y'all to understand this shit. Stop with the fuck shit. Stop with it. And I'm going to have to do this a different way because I'm going to have to just show it to you guys. Because this shit ain't no joke. This is not a fucking joke. In no way is this a joke.
What I miss?
And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. Right there it says, nay, nigga.
Who is that? Tequila?
No, this is a thing that's going around on TikTok.
Listen, man, TikTok is super duper anti-black. Like, I don't know if anybody was aware of that.
I already know. Yeah. Everybody knows that shit. Everybody named mama should know that. And at the time that I took this picture, which was yesterday, there was 4,056 people who made a video to this shit. And all the people who made a video to this shit was Asian, white, or motherfucking from another country, and they all fucking knew exactly what the fuck it was.
Of course.
The sound is literally called nay, nigga.
And you know, you have people here Oh, don't be so sensitive about it. Don't be so sensitive
Right.
about it. You people are emotional. But then we get the conversation going about critical race theory, then all of a sudden, wait a minute, we can't talk about that.
Right. And the thing is I want y'all to get this shit. I don't know who this dude is, Mr. Melanin. This nigga is just grappling on Asian nuts right now. I don't know what the fuck that shit's about. Have no idea what that shit's about. You like playing Tarzan? I'm dead serious right now. My dude, do you like playing Tarzan on Asian nuts? Is that what you doing? I hope not.
Melanin Magdalene, she's cool, man. I think that's a woman. How do
I
you say
don't give a hot shit.
What did she say?
She keep on trying to give me the definition of what the fuck. I know what the fuck they've been saying. I know what it means. I just got done telling her. But yet, she want to keep on writing it in as if she's saying something. The fact of the matter, at this point, after I've already told you, I know exactly what it means, and she's still she's swinging on Asian nuts right now. She's looking for some exotic dick right now. I don't know why you looking for exotic dick on a black podcast, but you need to stop. Look for some exotic Asian dick somewhere the fuck else.
Because you exotic.
That shit is dumb.
Because you exotic.
Okay? That shit is dumb. They know exactly what they doing. And it is all other POCs, including white folks.
Did you know that
and
it was...
They are not... And listen, let me explain something real quick. It's not even spelt the same way. If you want to spell it in English writing, it's Neige. It's not even nigga.
Did you know that black people were supposed to be boycotting TikTok? I saw something on Blevity.
No, they were boycotting making dances on TikTok.
Well, they should be boycotting TikTok, period.
Yeah, exactly. You should be getting the fuck off of this.
Yeah, I don't... See, again, this is one of the reasons why, you know what I'm saying, all of these problems will be able to be solved real easy if we had our own thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, could you imagine if black people came together and created a social media platform that's specifically about, making dance moves? We wouldn't even have to deal with that. And we could have our own artificial intelligence that does the same thing.
Okay, you know what? She must be new to my shit.
Yeah, I don't think she ever met you.
Okay.
She's a regular. She's a regular in my videos. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, and that's cool. And I'm gonna make sure I say this. What I'm about to say ain't got nothing to do with Rob, so don't take this shit out on Rob. But I'm gonna tell you right now, sweetheart, you better go back and watch some of my videos, okay? Because I don't play that shit. And I've debunked this whole bullshit that you're trying to push. And I don't like it. And I don't like it. I can't stand when niggas is always trying to motherfucking cape for all these other motherfuckers. Oh, it's just some little kids doing some shit. No, this is grown ass folks doing this shit. Okay? You acting like only kids is on TikTok. There are grown motherfuckers literally using this in order to bullshit and fuck and talk shit to black folks. Talk down and belittle black folks. You and your simple-minded ass don't get that shit. But if you had came to any of my fucking streams at any time, you would actually see that the hate crimes against black folks by Asians is almost double what we do to get against them. On top of that, how they are a protected class, and now they are detrimentally affecting the black community with more black folks getting charged with hate crimes, and you think this don't matter? They're literally wagging their tongues at you right now, and your dumbass is sitting here taping, talking about, don't get mad, don't get mad. You're dumb. You're stupid. And honestly, I would appreciate it if you just exit straight, stage left. Like real shit. Because one thing I don't need in my fucking streams, when I'm doing my shit, I don't need no coon ass, caping ass motherfucker who want to sit around here and try to cape for everybody. Okay? I put in the work. I've already showed the research. I've been talking about this for the last fucking few months. And I've laid it all out. And if you're too slow to actually get that, you have no business in this conversation right now.
And the facts of the matter are like, there's a documented history of TikTok being anti-black and promoting anti-black stuff. And when black people come up with stuff like dances and different things like that, their Asian racist ass algorithm that they create filters out the black people who originated it and, you know, puts in people from the dominant society like up to the front. They do the same stuff that YouTube does. That again, that's one of the reasons why, in my opinion, is so important for us to come up with our own thing. We can't keep using these platforms where we get stuck at a certain point, like 1,000 subscribers, 2,000 subscribers, and these people that copy every single thing that we do turn around and get bank off of it and get 1 million subscribers because they racist ass AI pushes the shit up because it's made specifically for them. That's one of the reasons why we need our own thing, so we can push ours all the way up. And if they want to come on our shit, we could push theirs to the bottom so they could experience what their nonsensical AI and programmed in racism does to us.
Right. And the fact of the matter is, you know, at the end of the day, man, like, I don't understand why the fuck anybody, like, I don't get what y'all trying to do. All this fake woke bullshit, you motherfuckers out here, I swear to God, I don't know what it is with niggas. Right? I don't know what it is with black folks. But for some odd reason, y'all in this fake woke shit is about the oldest shit in the fucking book by now. That shit is so fucking played out. That is so, oh, I'm so proud of being male. No, you're not. You clearly not. You sitting here talking about thinking everything's about some kids, but you don't even understand the true implications of what you just trying to roll off your shoulder. You rolling that shit off your shoulder is detrimental to the rest of us.
I'll tell you what's wrong, bro. I think I figured it out. And the people in the comments, if y'all agree or disagree, let me know. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, so like actually like bringing it to talking about like critical race theory, right? So if there's a built-in and ingrained racist, you know, portion of the surface of American society, we developed what we are currently through what America made us based on slavery, Jim Crow, you know, being deculturized. So if we, you know, look at the population at large and say, you know what, as cool as some of y'all may be, regardless of how we look at it, there's a subconscious ingrained built-in element of racism that may or may not be your fault. It may be just as a result of the way that society built itself up. If that's the case, then we have to look at ourselves and say, within our own selves, there's a built-in anti-black element that we ourselves got to cure. And once we be able to cure that, then we can look at things a little bit more objectively.
Let me push back on that a little bit, because you said we got to cure. What do we have to do?
We got to fix ourselves and not hate each other. We got to stop practicing meritorious manumission.
Okay, let's say, right? Let's just say black folks in the next hour all came into this motherfucking stream and said, power to all black people, let's stand up, let's do it. I know it ain't gonna happen, but let's just say, where does that leave us? What does that mean? What happens next?
Well, it depends. When people say,
does that fix the racist system that we're in?
No, but the thing is that we shouldn't. Here's the thing: the only thing that's going to fix the racist system that we in is if we create our own defenses. So you got to ask yourself: are we going to go running directly into battle with no kind of strategy, or when people say we're ready to rise up, are we going to take a step back? Are we going to look at each other? Are we going to say, what do we need to do and collectively bring things together? Like what you were saying in the beginning, trying to figure out some kind of compromise between black men and black women. gauge where we all are, and then say, you know what, from here, we're going to build. We don't need to deal with the dominant society because we have our own structure here, and we're just going to build outward and not even deal with that nonsense.
Right. And I get that. And I'm all for that. But we say that shit all the time. We say that all the time, but it don't never happen.
Do we though? Do we actually say that, or do we say that
We
and it comes
always
with
saying that in some form or fashion, bro. Always. We need to buy land. We need to get land. We need to get entrepreneurship. We need to do this.
It's not even. I don't even see. But I think we complicate things because if we say we need to buy land, we need to do entrepreneurship. Even in saying that stuff, we're still mirroring what we need to do in terms of American success. If everything that America was built on is anti-black, then what America does is never going to work for us. That's why America can be as divided as it is. And the only thing that we need to do to be able to rival America is just unify on something standard. And once we unify on something standard, we at least have a standardized, idea of a minimum behavior set that we need to do to be able to perpetuate whatever it
So
is.
you're talking about a code. You're talking about the code.
Talking about a code.
Right. Okay. And I get that. You know what I mean? But the problem is the first thing we need to do is we would have to separate ourselves from that greater society that we're talking about. Right. So that means we would have to go out and buy land where there is no one and start building from there.
Or if we didn't do that, we'd have to figure out some other way to separate. We don't necessarily have to separate geographically. See, we live in a new world with technology. We could separate economically. We could all live in the same places where we live and only support our businesses. You know what I'm saying? We could live in the same place where we live and only support our social media if we come up with social media. Geographic separation isn't the only separation. And when you figure out all of the different kind of separations and unities that we can create, then that makes things a lot different. Because if we say, you know what, I'm sick and tired of TikTok doing this dumb shit that they do. I'm not going to use TikTok. I'm going to use the black social media platforms. And that's just what I'm going to do. Right. So now I've separated myself from the greater society by using this black TikTok, by using this black answer to TikTok.
But we've done that, and we don't fucking follow through.
That's the problem. We got to follow through.
Because what is fan base? Fan base is the black motherfucking Instagram. How many people are on fucking fan base?
This is the first time I even heard of it.
Right, there you go.
When we're done with the stream, I'm gonna go sign up for it. But this is the first time I ever heard of it. I didn't know anything about it.
Right. See, the thing is we do have that. And I get your point. Your greater point, I totally get. Right. But here's the thing: that separation that you're talking about, we're still under the subjugation of a white supremacist system, meaning the laws, the statutes, the everything, right?
You're right.
Statutes, laws, and everything. So the thing is if we were to, let's say, separate, right, in different ways, right, physically, financially, economically, right, educationally, let's say we were to do all that and we were able to get it. All we're doing is we're separating ourselves, but we're still under the same oppressive system.
But the thing is that we have to set goals. Once we make a collective decision and say there's only a certain amount of things that we're going to take, once we move to a direction of these kind of systems here don't work for us and we move for something else, now we have to set 5-year goals. We can change all of that stuff, but what we got to do is we got to do it strategically. So say, for instance, you know what? This is it. Starting with me and Izzy, we're done with this nonsense.
Right.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna specifically deal with this black answer to the social media of the dominant society. Once we do that, we'll promote that. We'll put all our resources into creating the best content that we can to draw in the best audience that we can to help boost that black social media. That black social media will then get a lot of income. So we're doing it in a stepwise fashion. Once we get that income to $1 million, now what we can do is we can create our own super PACs. We can also get our own employees. We can also put scholarships into certain schools to put in STEM so that they can branch out and and enhance the software that we have that makes our product so much better than everybody else's. Once we do that and we're generating income, now that we have these super PACs, we can go out and find grassroots politicians, unlike the CBC, that's actually going to do something for us.
Right.
Once we
And
get those
again,
politicians, it's got to be like a 10 to 15 year plan. It's not going to be like next year.
Right. No, and I get it 100%. Right. I 100% understand that. The problem is how many black folks is down to actually do it. And I think that's the question, that's the answer, because Dawn said, so what's the solution if none works together? And the fact of the matter is, the very first thing is you need to get black folks on the same page. And that looks like it's the biggest problem.
It is. Because there's so many different people that have so many different definitions of blackness and automatic disqualifiers of certain things, you know what I'm saying, if you don't meet those criteria. What the thing is that we got to say, wait a minute, we got to negotiate. Life isn't static. Life is dynamic. We have to find some point of leniency. I want to see better for black people.
I do too, but I think we need to start from the ground up. Now, I get your point. I do think the ground is a little bit different today than it would have been maybe 50 years ago, right? Or even 50 years before that. Right? So I get what you're saying. So yeah, definitely we have to take advantage of technology, right? But I think the biggest things that we have to do, and this is going to take black folks with money, is this. We need the technology, but we need manufacturing and we need agricultural.
We can do it all.
Those three, technology, agriculture, and motherfucking and manufacturing. If we have those three, those are going to be the best ways for black folks to get out of that mentality that, always going to them for everything. You know what I mean? That's the only way. Because
well, check this out.
If we don't have, here's my thing. If we don't have food, right? You don't have food, they can cut off our food supply. That's the end of everything that we build. If we don't have manufacturing, we can't fucking take advantage of fucking land. We can't take advantage of motherfucking anything, because if we're not manufacturing anything, we don't have nothing, and they can cut us off for that. Same goes with technology. Technology, if we don't have our own, again, they can always cut us off. So again, you need to have those three like base groups. They have to be working.
So I got a question for you.
In order for this to work.
So I got a question for you. You said manufacturing, food, and what was the third one?
And technology.
So if you're a conscious community person, if you're a pro-black person, if you're a B1 person, if you're just a regular black person, one thing that we all have in common is that we all need to eat in order to sustain ourselves. Otherwise, we'll die of starvation, right?
Right.
So we all need to breathe oxygen or else we'll die.
Right.
If we're all having these conversations, then at some minimum point, we do want to see a better for the black collective, right?
Right.
That to me sounds like a holy trinity. So what's the problem?
I don't see the problem. I don't see the problem in the basic game plan.
Right.
I see the problem with the people that's actually pushing the game plan.
I agree with that. So here's my thing. Those people that want to see a problem with it, they need to just continue to see a problem with it until their greater problem becomes they don't have a food supply, and then they see us with a food supply.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, why is it? It's always motherfuckers who have, that aren't rich, super powerful, that comes up with these ideas. You see what I'm saying? It's never some dudes with some money.
Yeah, but the thing is that the people that aren't super powerful, we have something different. We have numbers.
Yeah, and Delmo, I included self-defense. Defense would be under
absolutely.
manufacturing. Defense would actually be under manufacturing, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Salute,
Oh,
salute.
we
You know what I
got
mean?
we got the homie Sunday Night Podcast in the house.
Right. So I think defense and offense is automatically comes out of manufacturing. Because if we're manufacturing, we're manufacturing weapons, we're manufacturing living things, we're manufacturing houses. When I say manufacturing, I mean across the board.
Facts.
You know what I mean? I mean, we have to literally manufacture our own shit.
Bro,
And
you
here's the
know I'm
thing:
OCD as fuck. You know I'm OCD as fuck, bro. You know I write motherfucking business plans for black like, you know what I'm saying, for like improvement and shit. Like I got like a motherfucking 4-point plan. Like, you know what I mean? Like I want to see us do better, man. Like I know we can. I know we can.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just invited Tony D up. He has to come up.
Oh, for sure.
So if anybody else wants to come up, just to let you guys know, we do allow people to come up. We don't care. But you have to be on Haps or you have to be on Haps.
All you got to do if you want to come in is download the Haps app or go to the Haps website.
Mm-hmm.
Find Blacklight Revelations or Izzy High 420.
Mm-hmm.
Chat in here with the Haps app and we'll invite you in. That's all you got to do. Just download the Haps app.
Yeah, download it and say, I'm here on Haps. We'll bring you up under your name on Haps. All right. Let me see. We got Tony D is about to be up, so we're gonna give him a couple of minutes to get up here real quick. And then let me see. I don't know where the fuck Rob went.
I'm here, bro.
Oh, your camera just went out. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
no, I'm here. I just dropped. I had grabbed my shit and I had dropped some shit on the ground. I didn't want to be all, in case I
Turning
happen to
around and shit.
fuck around and knock my green screen down. You know what I'm saying?
He's like, I just didn't want to. I didn't want to look like a clumsy idiot.
Yo, I ain't gonna hold y'all up, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all up. What's up, bro?
Bro, it ain't ever nothing like that. You talking about holding motherfuckers up, man.
Hey, look, motherfuckers, it's that time you came to fuck up, and we've been waiting on your ass this damn month of this bullshit. Now you trying to figure this shit out. I don't even want to hear that. But listen, y'all been nailing it tonight for real. Big ups on Blacklight. Good seeing you, man. I still appreciate you from the convo we had last year with the pandemic and shit.
For sure,
so
homie.
Y'all keep doing what y'all do, because y'all be dropping the facts and people got to catch up to y'all straight up. So, Smoke, what's good, bro? I wanted to give a shout out to Constance, I think her name was, with that comment she dropped up there earlier.
Yeah, Constance been dropping some bombs this whole time.
Yeah, that's one of my subscribers on YouTube, a very loyal subscriber on YouTube that I appreciate.
Bro, big ups to her, because what she said was essential to everything we've been talking around, and she nailed it. You got to keep the black family to bring forth the Messiah. So that's why they're destroying the black family, so the Messiah won't come. That's it right there.
And you know me, I ain't with that Messiah shit.
I know you ain't, but you know what? Let's go. Let me tell you.
Everything before the Messiah, 100%.
You done set this nigga Izzy off talking about some religion.
I know, and I know we can't do
that. He knows.
Look, Izzy about to start screaming. I ain't about to be able to get a word in.
I'm with him.
Prove your Messiah, nigga. Prove your Messiah, nigga.
Here's the key. Listen, here's the key with Izzy. He know what we talking about. He's against it, but he understands it.
I don't care about none of that. Prove your Messiah, nigga.
And listen to what you said, because I put up there that y'all nailed it. I got to go back to the time of that comment, what you wrote down. Those two comments nails everything. Outside of that, when y'all talking about building, we're talking about reconstruction, we're talking about putting things in place, we have got to acknowledge what has already been done and been destroyed. Right. See, we got to stop talking in these circles. Everything Izzy said is correct. We got to go somewhere that hasn't been taken. Good luck finding that shit. Ain't nowhere left but Antarctica. Wyoming?
Yeah, I know it sounds really fucked up, but Wyoming got 1 million people in that whole goddamn state. And you can quite literally move into Wyoming, buy some land, and quite literally set up a whole new town, and nobody would ever stop you.
Well, they're doing that in Georgia too. We talked about that last year.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
what you said is very key to the reconstruction, as far as having the resources. And then, Shatira, I ain't gonna start with you. I wish you get up on Haps because you got a Haps account. You be like coming from YouTube. I don't want to hear that. You get up here. I'll deal with you later. But
I
as
actually
far
want
as
Shatira to come up in a little while so she can give her little points of view. So I'm
she
with you.
got to, because I know she up here. She just don't never come up. But building a city, building the resources, and then having a way to promote it is a key issue, because that location in Georgia, I'm kind of controversial with, because I've actually driven by there. I drove by there last year. There ain't shit out there. That's my problem. However, most cities were built where there wasn't shit at anyway, so we can get around that. Whatever
Right.
we
Bro,
do,
listen,
whatever
we
we
live in
do,
a we,
we
we
gotta
live in a
build.
we live in a world now where actual physical real estate is not even, it's not even really the priority. We have virtual real estate. We have
I got
financial
you with
real
that.
estate. We
I
have to
got you with
learn
that.
to be able to think in terms of different kinds of real estate, intellectual
Mm-hmm.
real estate,
I like how you
software real
said that.
estate.
And
You know
do
what I'm
me a
saying?
favor, stay on top of that, please, because we got to cover that. Everybody's still looking at land and
Absolutely.
money, and Izzy was talking about how that's dead shit. I'm gonna tell everybody right now. Everybody talking about getting guns, being armed, and going to the government. That shit's been done already. It's over with.
Mm-hmm.
We got to come off on top of something else,
Right.
because everything that we're talking has already been done, and we
Right. And the
talking about
only
the
thing that
last.
we don't need to be talking about guns unless it's about defense.
Well, even when you
Defense
talk guns, here's my
or
problem with the
offense.
guns, bro.
That's
Here's
it.
my problem with the guns. Black Wall Street got taken out, what, 100 years ago?
Yeah.
How did they take it out?
Guns.
What else did they use?
Listen, the reason why Black Wall Street
Numbers.
got taken out, I've
Say
talked about
what?
this. I've talked about this on my YouTube channel. The
Hold
reason
on,
why
bro.
Black
Hold on. Like, let me get this. I want to cover a point. When I say this, I
Go
don't mean to
ahead.
be rude.
No,
You
you
said
fine. Go
they
ahead,
use
bro.
guns
Go
and
ahead.
what else?
Guns, money, and just will.
No, didn't they have planes?
I mean, they had planes, of course, but I mean, yeah. I
So what are
mean,
our
but
guns going to do against planes that was 100 years ago and they got better shit now?
well, but the thing is again, I think we concentrate on that a little bit too much, bro. Honestly, like, don't get me wrong. I
I don't.
understand.
I
I
don't. Come
I,
on. Yeah,
I
right.
get what you're saying because it happened in '85, right? It happened
Right.
in '85. That was only a couple years ago, like 20 years ago, right? So
Right.
30 years ago. So the thing is you know, in I get what you're saying. They have guns and shit, but we'll never be able to catch up with them weapon wise. So we have
That's
to
going to be
start
a problem.
thinking,
That's
yeah,
going to
and
be a problem.
absolutely, and that's why I think Blacklight had a point. He said that we have to take advantage of the virtual fucking our virtual space that we
Yeah,
have.
and I never thought about that. So that's a hell of a point he brought up, and I appreciate that. I never
You
thought about
you
that.
can't bomb a virtual fucking space.
This nigga called me
No,
Black Light.
I say black light. That's what the name is up here. Goddamn it! I don't
No,
know what
I'm
the fuck
talking
you
about.
say.
I'm talking about.
He
I'm talking
talk
about.
about me.
I'm talking about Izzy ass.
I don't never
I
call
know.
him Black Rob.
I know he called me
What?
Rob and shit.
Call that nigga Rob. I don't call that
What?
nigga Black.
Do me a favor. You tell
What?
Shakira. You tell
You
Shakira.
you
You go ahead and come on camera with your bonnet and your damn Noxzema.
That's
Go ahead and
you
come
know
hilarious.
on
what
up
I
here. I
mean?
don't want to hear that shit.
Like,
You
nigga, hold
yeah,
on, wait. Like, if
yeah.
Izzy,
We got bonnet
if
and everything. Get your ass on cam.
so,
We
wait a
probably
minute.
want to see on
Hold on,
camera
real
too. We
quick.
don't want to hear this midnight.
We got to get a chronology established here.
Yes.
If Dawn Love, because I don't, Izzy probably don't know, but Dawn Love
Uh,
is Amber Trump. You remember Amber Trump from Periscope?
I remember the name.
Yeah, so that's her. If her, Shatera, or you ever calls me Blacklight, I'm gonna be like, for real?
Nigga, you heard how
Why y'all
fucking
doing
awkward it sounded when I said it.
for real? Because it's like that shit is just funny as fuck.
You better walk with it up here, bro. You better walk with it. But big ups to what y'all doing, man. Like I said, I didn't want to
All
hold
right,
y'all. I just the
nah,
issues y'all dropping, man. Y'all please do that shit. Please cover that shit. We got to get past what's already been done to progress. We keep talking in circles. We keep talking about shit that's already been done that got destroyed. That's why we ain't getting nowhere, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna
all
be
I
honest.
want you
I
to
had a
know.
plan last year to lift us up, but it got shot down. Is we talked about it before. I don't like what's going on with the crypto market because that was my agenda, and they messing that all up right now.
Right, and don't get me wrong, I'm with you on the crypto thing,
Right.
but I think crypto will eventually bounce back.
It's
Oh
going
You
to
know
no,
what I
bounce
mean?
back. I just don't like the regulations that coming down with it to be
Yeah,
on
I
top
don't
of it.
either.
We're
I don't
supposed to
either.
not have that problem at all, and they smoked everybody this year.
Right. No, absolutely.
They
I'm
smoked
losing my
everybody.
ass. I've been losing my ass for the last month and a half, bro.
Listen, I got something for y'all on crypto. I got something, but before I tell y'all about the crypto thing, from here on out, just for this broadcast, we have to refer to Izzy as pro-black atheist. The pro-black atheist. This is what we got to call Izzy.
The PBA.
The PBA. Because he is gonna make you prove the God and prove the Messiah. You know what I'm saying? But what I want to tell y'all about
PBA and Black Life. Hey, so when they smoke, I started calling him Smoke up here. It's not his real name. So we just call him Smoke and shit.
I stopped calling myself the pro-black atheist because I knew there's another pro-black atheist on YouTube, and I didn't want. That's the reason why I stopped calling myself pro-black atheist when I came on.
Well, use a hyphen and a space in it.
You know what I mean?
I mean, pro-black atheist that's an adjective.
I know, but still.
You know what I mean? Like he happened to name. Okay, so I'm gonna change my name from Black Light Revelation to Male.
No, keep that shit. I gotta change my name.
Come on, you know. What I'm saying?
Hey, and I'm gonna tell you too, Izzy. Remember what I called you about yesterday?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and cover that shit this weekend. I gotta dig all that mess up, but I'm definitely going to any and everybody who knows as much as they can. I want y'all up there. Cause
listen, I'm about to drop some jewels on you, bro. I'm about to drop some jewels on you. Come on. Listen to this. I want everybody to pay attention to this right here. And Izzy, I know you into crypto. That's how me and Izzy actually met. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It is. Long time ago, man. It's my nigga right here, man. That's why, you know what I'm saying? It's my homie right here.
It's been a year I've been talking with him, man. I'm appreciative all the time. I hit him up like it's nothing because he straightened me out on what I don't know.
Man, I didn't even know this dude. And my homie had my back. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always have his. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's a wallet that you can download. It's called I'm Token. All right.
Shit.
If you download this I'm Token wallet and get Ethereum and buy I'm Token coins, they can be staked and return you 70%, which means that you will make 70 cents on every dollar you reinvest into that. My brother told me about that shit.
You know what? I'm about to call this tomorrow. Tell me about this shit. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I started investing in Ethereum last year. I'm in the Susu community on it, but I have never heard this shit.
Yeah, I'm Token. They have a wallet.
I'm looking at it now.
They have a wallet on iPhone and they have a wallet on Android that you can buy. Make sure you write down the 16-digit word combination. Once you've set up your wallet, buy Ethereum tokens from wherever you can buy Ethereum tokens for the cheap. Switch that Ethereum to I'm Token, and then you have to stake those I'm Token coins, those tokens, for about 3 months.
What is it called again?
I'm Token. I am lowercase I am capital T, lowercase OKEN dash BTC and ETH wallet.
You know what? Let me go ahead, y'all talk. I'm gonna show y'all something real quick.
No, I'm
go
looking
ahead,
at it. So everybody who listening is lowercase I am capital T, OKEN dash BTC and ETH wallet.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, I found it.
You get a 70% return in 3 months. Now, do you own the shares? Would be the question I would ask you. Yeah, I see that Robinhood issue, Faye. I see that, Rob. I saw that shit today.
Okay, so I tell everybody, do not buy any kind of. I always tell people, do not buy crypto on Robinhood.
Right, because you don't own it.
You don't own it. Do not buy crypto on fucking what's it called? Don't do it on Robinhood.
You know who I don't see up here, bro? You know who I don't see? I don't see XRP on here.
Yeah, I don't. I just downloaded it, so I haven't looked at it totally. Yeah, but don't do it. Robinhood, only buy your stocks on Robinhood if you're gonna buy any at all. That's the only thing you should be buying on Robinhood.
Oh yeah, the stock you need to look at it. That damn Starlink. I think that was about to skyrocket.
Brother, I'm on 3 different fucking stocks right now. I'm on Figs, Telray, and motherfucking one more, one that's about to come out. And all of these motherfuckers is blowing up right now. So,
for real?
Yeah, all of them are.
Because I'm watching the one you told me about. I get like another million every month just because I listen to you.
Tailray is a weed company. Figs is a medical accessory company. The central one, the other one is a biometrics company, and then the last one is what is the last one? The last one is I forget what the fuck it is, but they're all good.
Yeah, message me. Hey, Constance, I see you over there. I'm for real. I love what you said earlier. That shit nailed it to me because I never thought about it that way. So big ups to you, man. Straight up.
Right.
Hey, I was just reading the story on this damn crypto coin called WorldCoin. I think it's going to be controversial, but I think they're going to push it.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're going to push the hell out of it.
We'll see what it is. We'll see how that lands. We'll see where Shiba lands. We'll see where everything lands.
Everybody's talking that Shiba, bro. It wasn't you the first one that told me, but I started hearing about it. Everybody was already on game with that, so I appreciate you for telling me this.
Everybody's on Shiba right now. I got about 12 million of them motherfuckers. So.
I ain't got but 2. I said I was going to stop at about 5. But
I said I was gonna stop at 20. So where you at? We see it on the screen. Go ahead.
Y'all see that? Look at that.
Yeah.
That's from my YouTube channel. I posted that on my community.
Big it up, bro. Make it the main pick.
Make it the main pick. All right, hold on real quick. Let me see. Hold on.
Oh yeah, if you need help, Izzy know how to do all that mess. You can make him director. He can work it out with you.
Let me see.
Because I got to figure out how to bring stuff up. I got to figure out how to put this stuff up here because I want to do a damn broadcast sometime soon. That is, I can't see that for real.
70%.
Yeah, you keep me up on that because I'm gonna have to wait till I'm gonna have to wait till that number 4 stimulus check come in before I make that move.
Oh yeah. See, if you see where I got the mouse at, see where it says the APY, the average percentage yield, 72.68. Now I got a question for anybody. This is what I posted. How much money is coming back to you based on how much you spend? This is what your return budget is. My brother earns greater than 70% APY by staking this cryptocurrency. Evidence as promised. How much is your savings account or 401k making? Is it more than 70%? And currently, this is giving you 72%. So what that means is that every dollar of I'm token that you invest and you turn around and stake it to get LON coins, you're getting 72%. That means that you're getting 72 cents on each dollar. You're getting 3/4 basically back for every dollar that you invest.
I need you on a cryptocurrency broadcast this weekend. Please stand by.
Oh, for sure. What time? Because my thing is, for the most part, usually during the day, you know what I'm saying? Like usually during the day, that is when I got the most time when I'm available.
Okay,
but,
so I'm an evening dude
like,
because I got my boy most of the time. I try to do it about 8 or 9 when he goes to sleep because of crypto. I got a lot of people interested up here. A bunch of us are talking about it. I've been trying to lead them the right way, so we need to know what's going on and people who are more prevalent than me because I've only been in for a year. I want as many people as possible dropping as many facts as possible. So I look to be around 8 or 9 either Friday night or Saturday night, maybe Sunday since it's a holiday weekend. Yeah. We could drop some. We need to drop some heat on this because I got a lot of people interested. We passed the opinions. We're gonna have to drop some facts. We're gonna have to see who's marketing. We're gonna have to see how the trend is because
when you trying to do this? I want to
do it this weekend. It's a holiday weekend for me, so I have more time. But I'm gonna tell you, I got a homeboy down here. He started his own coin under Algorand, and I'm gonna jump on.
I got a homeboy that started a coin too. So in the comments, guys, listen, if you guys are interested in this and y'all see, this is what we're talking about. This is what happens. Like we talk about these things where we're talking about getting power and getting resources and, putting our claim in on what's going on in the future. And a lot of times it's a ghost town. So here's my question. If you are interested in this, type it on the comments. We put in the comments on the screen, so we holding y'all accountable for y'all attendance.
And y'all can subscribe to me. Y'all can subscribe to Izzy. Y'all can subscribe to Black Light Revelations. I'll tag everybody up this bad because I will do this shit this weekend. I got a lot of people interested, and I got a few people whose game on it. You know about Guap Coin?
I know about all of them, bro. I've been doing this since 2016.
About a month ago, and a lot of people was telling me it wasn't trading their best. I'm not even so much worried about trading. I just got to get a piece of it. But the whole thing we got to do as far as getting some Guap Coin, the only one I seen that's us. But how you get to it is an issue to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How you get to it is an issue to me because you got to go through the other coins to get to it. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know about
that's how
that.
you got to do that a lot of. You got to do that a lot of times based on which blockchain that they're on. You got the Bitcoin
Exactly.
blockchain, you got the Ethernet or the Ethereum blockchain, you got the Litecoin blockchain.
Yeah.
So
You're gonna
sometimes it
run.
depends. For the most part, Ethereum has the most diverse amount of coins. So if you buy Ethereum, usually you'll be pretty good. And if you actually had bought Ethereum around December last year, you'd be making a lot of money because
I
around
made
last
it.
year,
I
Ethereum
bought
was
it
around
last year.
$200.
Yesterday, I think yesterday, the day before, was a year since I first bought any Ethereum.
So that you made a lot of money then.
No, I didn't get a whole coin. I just got a share of it. See, I played it small because I knew the laws was coming.
See, I had whole coins because I bought it when it was like $150, $250.
Yeah, I got it when it was at 230. I got it when it was at 230, right.
My brother has like 8-9 full Bitcoins because we bought it all when it was like in the 3,000s. Now it's close to 30. But earlier this year, when it had got up to 60,000, I told him to sell half of it. You know what I'm saying?
No, he ain't gonna sell it because it's supposed to hit it's supposed to hit 500,000, and then it's supposed to go past that.
But this is why you sell it and buy it back. Because if you had 60,000 at that point and you sold it and you held that 30, now you buy it again. Now that it's back down to 30.
I
See
feel
what I'm
you.
saying?
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold y'all up, man. Big ups to what y'all doing. Keep the convo going, everybody. We're gonna keep this doing. We're gonna build up. We just got to figure out how we're gonna make something that they can't destroy. Because that is the biggest concern to me. Everything that's been done. And I meant to tell you, Black Light Revelation. I was telling Izzy the other day. I saw a story on a movie that's coming out November called Lanier. It's about Lake Lanier in Georgia. And it pissed me off because I never heard about it. I live here in Georgia. I didn't even know about the story behind that damn lake.
It's all kinds of stories.
Yeah, I actually posted it. I actually posted that on my Facebook. Yeah, I actually posted on my Facebook.
Me off.
And he's talking about you're talking about Oroville,
Oscarville, Georgia.
Oscarville. Yeah, Oscarville. I'm sorry, 1918.
One of them shits, but apparently there's 100 black towns that went through some of the same shit, but the way they did that one pissed me off. They're gonna make a movie about it. I don't even know what platform it's gonna be on, but the thing is, they've covered that story a couple of times. They covered it on Ozark. I didn't know about that. They're doing a movie in that area, but apparently that lake was haunted. For those of you that don't know, Oscarville, Georgia was a black town.
I'm gonna actually show it in just a second right now.
Yeah,
so yeah, go ahead, keep on telling me.
Yeah, it's a black town. Apparently there was a white woman that got raped. So they went in there, started slaughtering the people and everything, and what they did was they built a dam and didn't tell the rest of the residents down there about it. And they flooded that whole area out. Mind you, the wreckage is still in the water. The water had receded one time, and there's a motor speedway up under that motherfucker.
Right.
So, needless to say, I was irate as hell about last night. I really was, because I'm gonna look into that. When I hit Petty up, she was telling me about Elaine, Arkansas. I didn't know about that because we knew about Tulsa. I know we talked about Philly. We talked about Wilmington. Everybody saw the movie on Rosewood. So I'm going to look up all these cities, and that's going to be the first broadcast I do before this cryptocurrency one. Because I want to look at all those cities that been hit. I want to cover all of them in one broadcast. I'm not looking for nobody's opinions. I'm not looking for nobody to run their mouth. All we need to know is the truth behind it. What's really going on? Because I see a pattern. Every time a white woman accused to get raped, the Klan come in.
Right. Now, this is the article. This is the article talking about exactly what you were talking about, the racial cleansing that drove 1,100 black residents out of Forsyth County, Georgia.
And that county should be familiar to everybody who's over 35 because that's the county Oprah was in.
That's right. Exactly.
Yes.
And this is no different. This actually is a story that's actually very familiar, very similar, I should say, to the Slocum, Texas massacre that very few people know about. But it says in 1912, white mob set fire to black churches and black-owned businesses. Eventually, the entire black population of Forsyth County was driven out, says Blood at the Root author Patrick Phillips. Okay, and this goes into the whole story of in Oscarville. And it's very, very, very important that you understand this, that you understand what the fuck they did, because as everybody keeps on bringing up, you have to know exactly what the fuck you're dealing with in order to be able to like actually be productive and actually, do
progress,
something and
just
be
to
productive
progress.
in what you're doing. Yeah.
That's the
So
goddamn right.
it's a very serious story. I would tell everybody to go check that out. If you don't know about these massacres, very important. Go learn about it.
I got another link. This lady listed a whole bunch of cities that got hit. Brother Shannon got the info. Said, okay, yeah, I'm gonna tag him too. It's probably gonna be Friday night when I do that. Izzy, I'm probably gonna tag you as well, bro. I don't know if you're
All
gonna be
right.
available or not, but I know you did. I know you're big on history. So the
Yeah.
biggest thing is I just need, and I'm gonna make it 2 hours max. I know we'll go 5 or 6, and Jason gonna
How,
lose his mind.
how
So
many how many how many fucking towns are you going to actually talk about?
I'm gonna hit all 100 because
You're
what we're
going to
gonna
hit all
do is what
100?
we're gonna do is I want to look at every state. And I know we're gonna have to go through the countries because I didn't realize Canada had some shit that happened up there too. I
Yeah,
really
they
did
had
not.
some.
So
Oh
I'm gonna stick
yeah,
with the
yeah.
US for right
Canada
now.
in British Columbia, they just found about 200 or 300 buried bodies of kids at a boarding
Yeah, I
school.
saw that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those were
Yeah.
native. Those were native folks, and then the next day after that, they actually found another grave with even more fucking bodies in it.
Just like the
yeah.
number of bodies that they're estimating for Tulsa is an
Mm-hmm.
underestimate. You know what I'm saying? They find new bodies about that every year. But at the
Yeah.
same time, the governor of where is that at? In Tulsa, Oklahoma. Yeah, the governor of Oklahoma is trying to make it illegal to discuss that in the school system. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
Which is
that's
crazy.
kind of
Which
crazy.
is fucking crazy because
When
all these cities have been buried under, and they say a lot of these man-made lakes are covering towns.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But check this out though. In Arizona, they just made it where it's mandatory to discuss the evils of communism. How's that work?
I know Shatira in 2 hours. I'm gonna
I
just try and hit the cities up and that's it because I want everybody to dig into it themselves before we start rambling and going off for real. I just want to hit the cities and that's it.
yeah.
The numbers are suppressed, Smoke. You're right, Smoke. The numbers are suppressed. I know. I found that out too.
The numbers have been suppressed because we weren't taking numbers. It's kind of like the lynching numbers, right? A lot of people go off and they say, "Oh, well, there was only 5,000, a little bit short of 5,000 lynchings." No, wrong. They started keeping track of lynchings when they started keeping track of lynchings. That was in 1860 something, no, 1890 something or something like that. They started keeping track, but there had been so many motherfucking lynchings, they don't even know how many there are. There's
They don't.
easily over 10,000 lynchings, not even up for debate.
Oh shit. Big ups to Eleanor, as always.
All right, mountains. We have
Eleanor,
a
we're
town
bringing the
called
heat.
Dillon. There's Dillon Reservoir, and below Dillon Reservoir, there's a whole town. We went through a drought. He started seeing the roofs.
Exactly. That's what happened with Lake Lanier. That's exactly what happened with Lake Lanier. I'm gonna get up, bro. I gotta get up in the morning. Izzy, appreciate you
All
as
right,
always, man.
you
Tell
already
them I
know.
love Revelations. Yeah, tell them I said big ups. Everybody, we're gonna try and do this Friday. Like I said, 2 hours. I'm gonna try to. If we go longer, we go longer. But I'm gonna try and schedule it
You
for that. And I'll holler at y'all later, bro.
you already know. You
Oh yeah.
already know. Stay in, big bro. All right, so yeah, that I don't know how many people really know about any of these um a lot of these massacres that have happened. I don't know if there's got to get my girls settled and get ready to go to work. I truly appreciate you, brother. Hey, thank you for coming in. We appreciate you coming in and everything, for real. Thank you for participating and everything. Um, a lot of people don't really understand why it's so important to understand the history. And I want people to understand that fucking we follow history so we don't repeat history. There's a really, really, really big thing that people don't get. When we talk about history, and this is why it's so important to understand it. When we talk about history, you understand what's going on because it's a little bit more clear. But when you understand the history properly, what you can also understand is you can also able to spot the evolution of the racism and the systematic racism that still affects us today. And how do you navigate through that? And that's why it's so important to understand your history. But a lot of people don't really understand history. What they have is a very biased idea of history. So you'll hear from the Moors that it's like the Moors are the only free people. Then you'll hear, some people saying, well, we're native indigenous and we're all fucking Aboriginal and fucking Indians. And then you'll hear some other guys, they'll be like, we're all Hoteps. And then another group of guys, they'll be like, we're all RBG and blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? The fact of the matter is none of those guys are wrong, but none of those guys are right, because it's a mix of all of those things are true. And this is the biggest problem, because we get stuck in this idea that we're stuck in this one lane, right? So if you jump with, like some Israelite motherfuckers, you're like all in on Israelite shit. You know what I mean? Or if you down with some Moorish brothers, you all in on that Moorish shit. And black folks need to learn how to understand that history is not one-sided. History is not like just one people did this over. It's a whole bunch of things that happen. It's a virtual collage of different people from different groups doing different things. And so you have to look at their strategy, what they did right, what they did wrong, and then you have to see how white folks, these white folks are now evolving these same tricks into new tricks, because we think that, oh, racism has changed. No, it hasn't. Racism has evolved.
Yeah, it's definitely evolved. Definitely evolved. Not changed, is evolved.
And there's a difference. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's now adjusting to its environment. It's starting to change the way it appears. There's different faces on it. There's different ways of enforcing it. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. And so we have to understand the arguments, right? And then so when we see these things, right? So like, and this is why I made a big deal about the anti-Asian situation. It's a really big situation because nobody's paying attention, and people don't pay attention until it's too late. We
Facts.
we are being detrimentally affected by this shit.
Facts. I
Okay.
got my man AJ Graves in here. What's good, AJ? Good to see you, bro. What's up with you?
Right. And that's due to the evolution of racism. So now it's not just white folks using these bullshit fucking arguments. What it's now is they have other people of color groups who are actively demonizing black folks in order to keep them down. So we have to understand why these microaggressions, everything from the microaggressions to just every single bit, is serious. It is a very, very, very serious thing. And I want y'all, and I got one more video I want to show you, and I'll show you exactly what the fuck I mean by that. Let me see. Content. She said, let me see. Salute. She said, what'd she say? She said, remember, Izzy, it was Hoover who was afraid of the rise of the Black Messiah. Absolutely. I was talking about that just earlier. I had just said it. You know what I mean? Because Hoover said the most dangerous thing to America is black unity.
That's big facts. That's big facts. Real quick, I'm just about to run a promotional real quick.
Go ahead.
On the Black Light Revelations 2 community page, if y'all not following my man Izzy High, go over there and make sure that y'all follow, smash the like button, hit the video, help promote the talent. You know what I'm saying? And also on Black Light Revelations 1, make sure that y'all smash the like button on the video. You know what I'm saying? If y'all go over to Izzy's channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Izzy does his own live streams, but we collaborate on projects together all the time. So make sure that you hit the subscribe button on both to make sure that you get all of the notifications every time we go live and help us move our content up. Because if y'all don't, engage the content, y'all know how YouTube does. YouTube even does crazy if you do engage the content. So help us out. All right. Go ahead,
Absolutely.
bro. My bad.
Absolutely. No, you're absolutely right. So I just want people to really understand that all of these things that we're dealing with right now, we're right now in the very middle of this evolution. There's an actual evolution that's actually happening in front of your face. Right? And you'll be able to see it when you start paying attention to the arguments that people are making, you'll start seeing that where people see good arguments, they are going to stick around these subjects. And this is what they're pushing their narratives to. And everyone is taking part in these narratives. And one of the biggest things that I can show actually is this. And I want y'all to let me see. Let me make sure. Let me actually make sure that it's on it, because I don't want it to be. And I want to play that video on the critical race theory if we got time later. But let me see if I can get this video up real quick. It's a white person talking, and don't get me wrong, we've heard it all before. But I want you to hear their arguments because they are evolving. Their arguments are literally evolving right in front of your face. And that means the racism is also evolving right in front of your face.
Absolutely. And one thing about the evolution of the arguments is, yes, they are evolving. However, you have to understand that it's not like a natural evolution, like talking about Darwinism. We're talking about manufactured talking points. Like, one of the reasons why they're bringing an influx of immigrants into the country is to manufacture the talking point of how much better immigrants do than Black people who have been here for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And they'll leave out all of the actual factual information about all of the different circumstances that face immigrants versus that face Black Americans, and they'll only look at the nominal issues, and the nominal results, and not look at any of the policy restrictions or any of the history that affects us. And they're manufacturing these talking points because they know that one thing that Black people aren't interested in is countering a lot of this nonsense or paying attention to politics, which is one of the reasons why I don't know how we can do it, but we need to get more Black people interested in paying attention to this so we can fight this stuff head on.
Right, and you're about to see an exact example of this. What he just said, I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. So check this out. I'm going to take that down, and we're going to put this up. I want you to listen to this white man and listen to his arguments, okay? I want you to hear this shit, because you got literal people of color, other groups, that are making these exact same arguments. Watch this.
You Black people are the racists. Y'all do things and you wonder why you're disrespected.
Are you
You're
serious?
playing your music that loud, and I can feel it in my car. And I couldn't even talk to myself.
So you say Black people are racist?
Oh, more than white people, no doubt. And y'all are babies. We've had the Vietnamese have been here for 50 years, and they're all educated with good jobs. They don't have all the problems y'all have. That's the difference.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, y'all a problem.
Now let's stop right there. What did you just say? Did you?
Dark skin and troublesome.
Right? So
Dark skinned and troublesome.
right, and he just said, look at the Vietnamese. They're doing way better than you and all this other shit. Yeah, but they also didn't face what we had to face. You see,
The biggest problem, in my opinion, is not the fact that this person is saying it, is that there's some Black people who would actually massage this motherfucker's nuts while he's saying it. That's
right.
the fucking problem. I could give a fuck less what this fucking moron says. I have a problem with Black people like Candace Owens and, Officer Tatum, who will literally, you know what I'm saying, play this motherfucker's nuts like a piano while he's saying it. That's what I have an issue with.
Right, I do too. Let's finish this up, and we're going to talk about what he said for a quick second.
Problems in this country. There's all this shit with y'all burning places and rioting and then stealing other people's property. Do you see any white people doing that?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. More so than we have, starting in 1776 to 2021. Yes.
What are you talking about? We can start fucking white people burning and rioting shit way back in 800 shit. Before the fucking BC or before fucking AD started, nigga. Are you serious?
I know, but I'm specifically talking about the United States of America Corporation.
Okay, that started in 1520. 1520.
Yep.
1520. And this is what I'm talking about. They said he's literally trying to absolve himself and quite literally act as if black folks is the folks that's out here really doing shit all the fucking time. Like white folks ain't out here blowing shit the fuck up, killing a whole bunch of people, like they ain't doing nothing, right? And this is the narrative that's being pushed.
This is one of the reasons why it's so important for us to have our own media.
Right.
We have to have our own media. That's one of the reasons why I started a YouTube channel. I'm starting the YouTube channel, starting the social media platforms to try to monetize these social media platforms to be able to build a actual brick and mortar media company and build from there. Because the thing is that this kind of idiot here, this is your common day Bill Mayer. The problem with what Izzy is talking about with the evolution of racism is what you see is a merger of the conservative and Democrat parties into a liberal conservative Karen like this pattern bald idiot right here.
Yeah, him and Bill Maher. And again, if you watch Bill Maher, then you should understand exactly what I'm talking about. Let's finish this up real quick. And actually what we'll do is maybe we'll get into the Bill Maher and we'll show you exactly what the fuck we're talking about. Let's watch.
Are you serious?
You see any Vietnamese doing that?
I promise. I think I'm dreaming right now. Are you seriously having this conversation?
This is the United States of America, and we're getting tired of this shit.
So what are you trying to say, man?
What I'm trying to.
He said, "This is the United States of America. We're getting tired of this shit." You know what he meant, though, right? We're the people, we're the white people in power, and we're getting tired of this shit.
Go to sleep, ho.
This
go
is
to
what
sleep,
I'm talking
ho.
about. And I'm
If
going
you
to show
try to
you.
be quiet and go to sleep, ho.
Right? And this dude is probably like a right-wing guy. He's acting clearly like a right-wing guy, but I'm going to show you how alike he sounds to liberal white folks.
Yeah, I was just about to say he literally just sounds like a person that's from the population at large. Because in my opinion, I don't see any difference between the right and the left anymore. If we're going directionality when it comes to political parties, they're both radical, they're both extreme, and they're both anti-black. So I don't give a fuck when people sit there and talk about liberal or when people talk about conservative. You're not talking about me because both of those parties are against me and my progress. So I mean,
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And how long have I been screaming, y'all niggas better get the fuck out of these party shit?
Facts.
For years, for like 5, 6, 7 years, I've been telling people that. But I digress. Let's finish watching this shit.
What I say is you're disrespectful. It could be a white person, and I would have said the same thing.
I'm disrespectful. I just pulled up
by
to the
having
store.
Your music like that.
I just pulled up to the store.
You know what you're doing.
How am I being disrespectful?
Because that music is so loud, I couldn't even talk on the phone.
Man,
that's disrespectful.
My music ain't even up. What you mean?
You what?
My music wasn't even up.
Dude, you're gonna get yours. Believe me.
Hold on. Are you threatening me or something?
No, I'm not threatening
you. Said, what I'm getting in?
You're gonna get in trouble. In this country,
what am I gonna get?
What we're gonna get is
you drunk, huh?
We're gonna get prison. You start that looting. I notice y'all not doing that in Houston.
Who is y'all, man?
Y'all is black people.
Hey, man, look here. Keep it.
I look at the TV and all I see looting is black people. That's all I see. Demonstrators.
Your people just killed 2 of your people.
What?
Yeah.
So, hey, can you stop it real quick? So what this middle-aged pattern bald Karen is saying is that he missed the mass shooting in California, the most recent one, where another man like him decided to let out this prisoner for him to go kill a bunch of people. What he happened to miss is the mass shooter in Boulder, Colorado. You know what I'm saying? That
the mass shooter in Atlanta.
The mass shooter in Atlanta. You know, he missed all of the AAPI hate crimes. So my question is, he says that he's watching something. I'm curious to know if this dude was at the Capitol on January 6th, because apparently some of those people, some of them had a diagnosis of Fox mania. That's what was being cited. And that diagnosis clearly means that they were watching Fox. And Fox only concentrates on minority degeneracy. So, if what he's talking about, he hasn't seen any of this other stuff on TV that was national stories. He only saw these, incidents of black people rioting. I'm curious as to where he's getting his media from.
I'm wondering where the fuck he only saw black people rioting. Because I don't know about you, bro, but I saw more white faces rioting than any other group.
Absolutely. Just by default, because they're, you know what I mean? They outnumber everybody. Despite the narrative of, you know, their numbers, you know, allegedly shrinking, they may be shrinking, but they're still the majority. They still individually, you know, outnumber every other minority. That's one of the reasons why they're creating that whole bucket of POCs so that they can begin to get the minority benefits while still being a majority.
Right.
It's very
absolutely.
interesting how they play with the numbers.
Right. And I've been telling people about this shit, and I want y'all to pay attention. So this is almost over. We only got about 30 seconds left, so we'll just play the rest of it.
Your people. Your
My
people.
people. I'm Hispanic.
Well, whatever you are.
Yeah, I'm Hispanic. And
You notice how he said,
that's
I'm
nice. So am
Hispanic?
I. That's nice. So am I. And so is that guy that got harassed by the police in Virginia. So now what? Where are we at? What are we doing?
And again, let's put this into context real quick, people, because I really want y'all to pay attention to something. Now, he don't look Hispanic. He look white.
You can be white and be Hispanic.
And here's the thing.
You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
here's the thing. It just proves my point even further that they're using other people of color groups in order to demonize black folks. Again, I've been motherfucking saying this shit over and over and over. This is the reason why it's important to end all of that nigga shit, all of this shit, all of that. There's a reason why I flip the fuck out about the shit that I fucking be talking about. Because it's right here.
Facts.
Man, come on, people. Let's finish this up real quick so I can be done with this motherfucker.
I don't care whatever you are.
Mexicans come here, they don't loot.
So
Mexicans
what
come
are
here,
you
they don't
saying?
riot.
So you saying
all they do is work. I
you
don't see Mexicans coming with their music loud like that. Do you ever see a white person doing that?
Can you pause this real quick? Can you pause this real quick? This is the funny thing, right? Like, me and you are sitting here watching this and, you know, just debunking every single talking point that he says. But the reality is, this is the reality. It doesn't matter what kind of factual information we come with. Because this dude is a zaddy and he has skin color legitimization, there's whole sectors of black people who will be like, oh, this dude is just educating these niggers about being black. And it doesn't matter what kind of information that we come with. We could have quotations with APA citation from, you know, whatever reports, federal statistics, FBI.gov, and it doesn't matter because there's sectors of black people that don't want to hear it. And the population at large for sure doesn't want to hear it, which is why, as far as I'm concerned, I don't give a fuck about those sectors of black people, and I don't give a fuck about those sectors of the population at large. The only people that I give a fuck about are the people that are in here that's willing to actually talk about this, deal with it, and counter it. I could care what the fuck less Candace Owens has to say about this, because all you have is a drunk, pattern bald, you know, more than likely inbred piece of dog shit that's in a car spouting off nonsense with no citation, but yet because there's so many people that hate black men and there's so many people that hate black people, and then we had a population at large in the government, they'll just say, oh, he's right. And that's just it. So why even immerse yourself or engage with them dumb fucks? Is my question.
The thing is I don't necessarily think that we should be not engaging, because you have to know. Okay, what is that saying? Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Right.
Yep.
It's kind of like one of them type situations.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where you have to have them around because you have to understand where they're going. You have to understand that's art of war, you know, basic, you know, war steps. You have to know your enemy better than they know themselves in order to fucking be able to win the war before the war ever starts.
Facts.
Right? So it's like, that's how you know if you can win a war or not, is if you know your enemy better than he know himself.
Yep.
So the thing is this is why I think it's important. Now, outside of like really trying to convince them that they're wrong, nah, that's not my job. I don't really give two shits. You know what I mean? My job is to make sure everybody has the truth information and
Right.
and use it in the proper way. But this is for so people understand how these people view you.
That's what
You
I'm
could
talking
sit
about.
around,
Right.
you could sit around here and you can cape for these motherfuckers all day, all night, all the fuck you want. But this is what they really think.
This is what they really think.
Okay, this is the Latinos, this is the Asians, this is the whites, this is the immigrant Africans, the immigrant Caribbeans. This is all of them, the Middle Easterns, all of them. This is how they think of you. And if
Yep.
you think that you just happen to find the good one, maybe you did, but it's very unlikely.
Facts.
I'm just saying. Whether you,
Mm-hmm.
I say what I say. You don't have to like that shit, but that's the
No,
truth.
it's the truth. It's the truth, bro. That is the. I would say that's the truth. So help me God, but you would then turn around and say, "Well, you're not getting any help then, because you know."
Because
So
that
yes,
nigga ain't coming
I'll
back.
just go. I'll just go with I agree.
I agree.
See? Oh, you better
Hey,
believe
what's
it.
your name?
It's none of your goddamn business. Well,
So it's none of your goddamn business what I do with my car.
I called
I'ma
you
stay
in.
here too,
And I had the recording on.
and I'ma stay
And
here,
I'm getting ready to go right now. To
and I'ma stay right here.
Don't be here. Just stay there.
You stay here.
I don't need to stay here.
Right.
And then the very last thing that he wanted to do before he left, he wanted to make sure that that black man knew, I'm going to use my whiteness that I know I have in order to try to get you fucked over by some police officer who's going to protect my whiteness over you and your blackness any day of the week. And I'm going to try to get you caught up for some bullshit. Because,
That's cool.
because all this is over loud music.
That's cool. That's why we just need to come up with counter police. See, like gang violence is dumb. Criminality is dumb. If you're gonna do some criminal shit or you're gonna do some gang shit, you may as well be a police counter. You want to turn around and be a male Karen and call the police on me and think you're gonna quote check this black man? Okay, cool. As soon as I get put in jail, you know what I'm saying? People should be able to put the word out. And guess what? We got a counter patrol for your ass.
Mm-hmm. That's real shit, man. That's real shit. So I want y'all to understand what I'm telling you. I'm not trying, I'm not that dude that sits around trying to, shit on people. But, when I tell people, hey, man, like, y'all got to pay attention and wake up. I'm telling you this not because, I'm smarter than anybody, because I'm not. I got more years than the average person in studying history, racism, and shit. I got a lot more years of studying this, research, shit that I've been doing for years and years and years that a lot of people just don't get or know or understand, right? And there's so many nuances, like it just takes too long. But I can tell you from experience, and I can tell you from everything that's happened throughout history, we are right smack dab in the middle of an evolution of a new white supremacy. And if y'all don't catch it, y'all ain't gonna be able to stop it, combat it, or anything, because you're gonna have to create all new answers, all new everything, and y'all don't know where to start. And so we have to understand this shit, bro. It's super important. It's super important.
I
But
totally
anyway,
agree. I totally agree. My question is though, how do you get people interested in it? Because the thing is that there's so many idiots nowadays who think that none of this stuff exists. And I'm not even talking about the white people, because it's just a given. Me personally, in my daily interactions, I don't I interact and I operate in reality with just the understanding that I don't even deal with this when it comes to dealing with like discussions about this with people other than black people, because it's going to be an automatic denial. So I don't even give a fuck about that. I could care less. The conversation's not even going to happen or come up. I only talk about this kind of stuff as far as like talking about it with other, people like you know what I'm saying, people that actually care about it, people that actually want to make a difference. Because if you want to actually make a difference, then you clearly acknowledge that it exists. You can't even get other Black people to acknowledge that it exists. You know what I'm saying? So like my thing is, how do people combat this going forward when we already had a racial wealth gap that's like going insane, and is going to be even super insane in the year 2053 when the median reaches 0?
Look, I can't. I don't have all the numbers. I don't have all the answers, to be honest. But I think
Yeah.
one thing that we need to stop doing as Black folks, foundational Black Americans, we need to stop waiting for everyone.
Facts.
That's the biggest thing we need to stop doing. Like, stop waiting for somebody else to do it. Stop waiting for the other homies to finally jump on and get involved. Stop waiting for 100% of the Black community to get on board.
Facts. And right there, right? When the United States was set up, did those people who set up the United States wait for 100% of Britain to get involved, or did they just do what they had to do? And now all of those people who are descendants of that reap the benefits from it.
Right. They just did it. They did what the fuck they did.
So anybody who's here right now, you're one of the people who knows what needs to be done. So if you know what needs to be done, then what we need to do is, when it comes to our discussions, we discuss and build, and you do whatever else you do wherever else you are. But right here, this is where we build and start the foundations of being able to create a rival parallel system that can overtake, rival, and eventually break what we're dealing with right now.
Yeah, it's a really simple thing to me. They have this old saying from way back in the day. I'm going to date myself right now. Back in the day, they used to say, had this commercial. I think it was a Wendy's commercial. I don't know. If you build it, they will come. If you build it, they will come. Right. And I think you kind of have to take that attitude right now. Right. If you build it, they will come. If you have the money to go somewhere and buy some land, start buying land. You know what I mean? If you have the ability to start entrepreneurship, do it. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Move to a different place after you've established yourself. There's always one way or another way to do things, but we don't have to always wait for everyone. That's the one thing that it's like, for some odd reason, we're under this mindset that somebody has to galvanize all Black people for us to start moving in unison. Right? No,
if we're doing the right thing, and we're all working towards improvement, that is moving in unison. A lot of motherfuckers have control problems. You have to only do what no. Right. There's a diversity of ideas. There's a diversity of people. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is if you're moving towards improvement, you're moving towards improvement. And moving towards improvement should be foundation number one of the damn code, if there is actually one.
Right. And that's going to be the biggest thing too. Trying to get people to get on a code. Why? Because everybody want to be a chief. They all want to create the code. You know what I mean? And have y'all be the Indians, and then fucking, be like, yeah, I'm the big chief, follow me. Like, that is outdated. It's an outdated concept. You see what I'm saying? The outdated concept of one person running everything. I don't know everything. I know what I know. I stay in my lane.
Okay? Right. Facts.
That's what I do. I stay in my lane, and that's it.
And I never try to play the director of somebody else's movie. I don't look at Izzy's life and say, brother, you're not living right. No. When me and Izzy come together and we talk about, I don't tell Izzy, oh, you need to pray sometime. No. You know that? No, you know what I mean? Like, we talk about shit that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that we have in common, and we try to build on that.
Right. Stop praying to your goddamn God, motherfuckers. Jesus Christ. Your God ain't gonna help you.
Yeah, like, if some screenshots ever get put out, you know what I'm saying, between me and Izzy, it's not gonna be me bothering this nigga talking about have you prayed lately?
Right.
You know, like it's not gonna be that.
Isn't that saying?
But
What's
that's
that
the thing, the
saying?
micromanagement, man. Like the micromanagement has to stop.
Right.
The macro management has to be what's important, and the macro management should be basic, objective, uplifting, empowering goals. Period.
Right. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. All I'm saying is, hey man, if you want to do it, make it happen. Make it happen, Captain. You know what I mean? Make it happen. Go and start a business. Build a house in fucking the empty area of nowhere and put a gas station and buy a gas station, put it right next to your house. You know what I mean? And start right there. You know what I mean? It's like, and honestly, if you are a believer, you're absolutely right. Faith without works is dead, right? What does that mean? That means you got to put in the work in order to be able to show that faith you have is real and honest and true. You see what I'm saying? So
which is what it comes down to, the fact that your work is the evidence of your faith. So like you still have to have evidence in any case.
Right. So and then you have to go out of your way. You have to work, right? God don't like those who don't work for themselves, right? God don't like lazy. How many times y'all done heard that shit? God and Jesus don't like lazy, ugly, and stupid. Tell me I'm lying. If you want to tell me I'm lying, tell me I'm lying.
That's real.
You know what I mean?
That's real shit.
God don't like lazy, ugly, and stupid. That's just what it is.
Man, I don't know why I just had that image in my head, like just somebody like, God don't like ugly. Like how many
Yeah, right. How many times you heard that shit?
How many times you heard that shit, nigga, growing up? Like, God don't like ugly.
And bitch, you ugly right now. Yeah. So I want y'all to understand, like, don't wait for nobody, but at the same time, try to get people to understand where you're going in your mindset. You should stop trying to look for, some sort of acceptance from white folks. You're never gonna get it. Stop looking for acceptance from the Latinos or the Asians or the fucking, Middle Eastern. You're not gonna get it.
They're here to not accept you.
Right. They're here to surpass you.
Right.
I am an atheist, bro, but I was raised in a goddamn motherfucking church, man. My daddy a pastor. You think I don't know? I know all the classic Christian sayings. Shit.
This nigga said, I am an atheist, but motherfucker, I'm gonna be in heaven.
You know what I mean? Like, even if God is real. Come on, man. Stop it, man. Stop it. Now, do y'all want us, the women, to let y'all handle it? Just asking. No, I want women to be there side by side, man. The fact of the matter is there's an old saying. It's an African saying. Hold on. I'm gonna pull it up right now. I actually just saved this shit. That's the only reason I remembered it off the top of my head. It's an old Kushite proverb that says, when a man and a woman invest in each other, they can walk on water. You understand? When a man and a woman invest in each other, they can walk on water. That means if you have somebody, you know what I mean, that you deem your equal and y'all are working together, anything is possible. Anything is possible. You can build, you can't nothing break that shit the fuck up. And so we need to understand that shit. This is why all of these things tie in together. Going all the way back to the beginning of the conversation when I was talking about the separation between a black man and a black woman. All of this matters. Every single last point when we were talking about the relationship between a black man and a black woman, and I told you guys, we talked about what Feinstein did, and motherfucking you see what the CIA did in order to put a wedge in between black man and black woman. You can see why it's so important. They would not be putting so much effort into it if it didn't matter. You understand what I'm saying?
Facts.
I need y'all to get that shit. If they didn't give a shit about fucking, if they knew, if they was able to destroy a community without destroying a black man and black woman together, they would do it. They wouldn't go through this extreme measure. They know the power of a black man, black woman, black child. They know the power of that shit. You understand what I mean? So you have to take that into account. You have to put it in your head and you have to say, why are they so worried about a black man, black woman, black child? Why are they so worried about that shit? You know what I mean? And anything that the government and the system of white supremacy wants to fucking do, you know what I mean? Whatever the fuck they think is good, you need to do the exact opposite.
Because the foundations of any kind of unity is the family, regardless of if it's the immediate family, if it's the extended family, if it's close friends and loved ones, regardless of what it is, the foundations of any unity, you know what I'm saying, is the family. It's one of the reasons why they have to try to do everything that they can to keep it in disarray.
Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. This is basic shit, and this is why we're like so fucked up. Why do you think they bring up, the single rates and the single mothers and all that fucking shit?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
They do it for a reason, man. Y'all gotta pay attention.
They do it to take two sides of an argument. You know what I'm saying? Like this system of illegitimacy, they always take both sides of the argument in order to keep the person that they're talking about confused. They bring up the single mothers as well as absent fathers to confuse the entire family structure. They bring up the single fathers to encourage the mothers to stay single, and they continue to talk about the single mothers and piss off the people who would be the fathers to keep them out of the family, all the while offering incentives to keep them at each other's throat. You know what I'm saying?
That's and giving other groups incentives to stay together. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So the thing is again, remember, the foundation is really basic. And I want y'all to always remember, everybody always says, well, how can we get unity? How can we get unity? How can we get unity? Remember, the family is the start. Okay? Pay attention to this shit. If you're a nomadic person, you find a woman. Now you have a woman. Then you have kids. Then you have the kids. You all work together. Next person comes in. Now you're starting to build a community. Again, all these communities, all these people are part of this small little community, have to work together so everyone can eat, so everyone stays warm, so everyone stays healthy. You understand how this goes? And the bigger and the bigger and the bigger the community is, and the more tight-knit, the more successful they are going to be. The fact of the matter, that starts with a family, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention to this shit. It's real simple. This is why the destruction of the black family is the most important thing that keeps the system of white supremacy and racism and motherfucking these bullshit, illegitimate motherfucking people on top.
Think about it. How do you tell somebody to pull yourself up by the bootstraps, and then when people talk about empowering themselves without involving the system who allegedly we leech off of, they call it racism? How does that work? It's taking two sides of an argument. First, you tell these people to stop, pull yourself up by the bootstraps, and don't bother us. So then when we do that, then you say that that's racist and we're self-segregating. This is one of the reasons why we need to stop paying attention to outside noise, because that's all it is noise. It's unorganized, chaotic, and amplified in your direction to keep you unorganized and chaotic.
This is the reason why just a couple of weeks ago I had a show there, and again, there was some immigrant anchor babies that came into my fucking stream, and they wanted to come in here talking about reparations, and I ain't let them. You know why? Because you're not a part of that conversation. That's why. And I don't need your advice. Okay?
Where were they from?
They're from Africa.
So they better be talking to
the
the other African.
Caribbeans.
So they better be talking to either the other African countries or France or
Right.
Spain, right?
Go. Look, you want to give me some advice, motherfucker? Don't leave your country and make it big over here when you were specially picked. Go back to your own fucking country and build that motherfucker up. When you can do that and you can get out of your own colonization, that's when I'll be ready to listen to you anchor babies. Until then, mind your business and get the fuck out of mine.
Right. Big facts. They go, man, what's good, Ali? That's the homie right there, man. I ain't seen my dude Ali in a minute. What's good, Ali?
And I am not playing about this shit. We need to stop allowing people to speak for us on our behalf. This is the reason why. Look, we allowed them to start saying nigga, and we didn't check them. We used to check them back in the 90s, but now niggas, oh, hey, it's just a term of endearment.
Here's the problem, though, bro. Here's the problem. The fundamental way. See, here's the how do you stop someone from propagating a message when you don't have a mechanism to out talk that voice and give counter propaganda? I don't necessarily think that everyone is actually speaking for us per se.
Oh, I do.
think that they have they are, but the thing is that they have a louder voice and they don't really have any competition of message.
No, they don't have a louder voice. Their voice is being amplified by the dominant white society that wants to put them in. Yeah, that's the only reason they have a louder voice. That's it.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I was saying. You just said it better.
He said easy on the anchor babies. Look, man, I ain't got none but love for my African brothers and sisters. None but love. Go get your motherfucking reparations from Britain, France, motherfucking Portugal, fucking Belgium, and all the motherfucking places. Stop getting in my motherfucking business. Real shit. I'm not going to sit here and I would never go to Africa and then be like, yeah, you guys should just get used to it. Look at me. I'm making it out here. You know what I mean? Like, I would never do that.
So I would stay in my lane. My question, bro, for you and for everybody in the comments, if one of the main things that we're tired of is all of these people speaking for us, what do we do to outspeak them to where our voice has the major and lasting impact?
Edward Lynn, I'm sorry we didn't see you earlier, but thank you for coming in. And ask that question one more time.
So let me see. Shatera says, no, Rob, the dominant society has deemed these people. Yeah. She's right. And this is and what I'm saying is, how do we nullify that? Because there's absolutely no reason or no excuse why the dominant society should be designating anything for us at all. We're not part of the dominant society. They have no reason designating anything. And one thing that I don't see is a lot of pushback on that. So my question is, what do we do to nullify and crush that nonsense of them designating spokespeople, designating talking points, and just generalized unwelcome dipping into our business? The only way that we can do that, in my opinion, is a strong enough media presence, a strong enough business presence, and a strong enough like super PAC political and advertising, public relations base. That right. I don't know if anybody else has any other suggestions. I would love to hear them. But from my observation of what's going on, I think those are the only ways. We have to be able to delegitimize every nonsensical pawn that the dominant society attempts to use as us, because this is what they do. They'll pick somebody out like a Roland Martin, or they pick somebody out like a Al Sharpton, put them in front of the dominant society, and those people aren't even speaking for the majority interest of all of us, and have the dominant society with vitriol at this idiot like that person there. And then they'll put that back onto us, and this person's not even speaking for us. Half the dominant society doesn't even realize that Black people and Black Lives Matter ain't the same damn thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's true. And real quick, because I think we're almost done. If anybody would like to come up, this is your final call to come up. All you got to do is just let us know, and we'll let you up.
Last call for alcohol.
Last call for alcohol. Let me see. Let's read some of these comments. You can't tell who is who. They will infiltrate unless you have close allies. And that is a true thing. But here's the thing. You want to know how to identify somebody who is not foundational Black American?
They don't drink Gatorade.
Ask them if they foundational Black Americans.
And another thing too is
they'll be quick to say no. They'll be very quick to be like, I'm Caribbean, I'm Nigerian, I'm Congolese, they will be quick to separate themselves from us.
Absolutely.
And once they do that one time, you should never accept them back inside the fold until after we've gotten what we deserve.
And another thing that we do that we got from the dominant society, because remember, a lot of the negative elements that we have in our culture are things that we inherited from the nonsense that the dominant society does, is skin color legitimization. The dominant society has programmed everybody to believe that anybody that says something who's white is automatically right. So what we do is we take that and interpret it, and we also look at other Black people and tend to see past the bullshit that a lot of other Black people propagate toward us. What we need to do is be able to be immersed in politics and be immersed in issues that are actually relevant to know who's talking about what is actually empowerment versus who is talking about just being dependent on the dominant society. If you have people talking about a bunch of nonsense that's not specifically for Black people, then you have to question that person, and you got to question those motives. But if they're actually talking about something that's specifically genuinely empowering to make things better for Black society, to be competitive with the dominant society, as a collective, we all need to pay attention to that person, watch that person, and vet that person, and not just take what the dominant society gives us. Here's your Barack Obama. Here's your Kamala Harris. Nah. We ain't taking that shit.
Yeah, we don't want that. And the thing is, let me call Tyrone. No, nigga, I wear sandals with no socks, Negro. I'm from California. That's a California thing. That's not an immigrant thing. Stop it. I am 150% foundational Black American, and I have sandals with no socks on right now. But I'm also in the house, so I don't know. Take that as you will, right? Like real shit. That's hilarious. Listen, at the end of the day, I think I want to double down on what you were saying about media. I think you're absolutely right when it comes down to media. The biggest problem I think that we have in Black media today is this: they pick the Democratic side, and they start to try to corral people onto the Democratic plantation.
Right? They try to corral them on, and the new thing is now putting them on the conservative plantation too.
Right. And they want to put them on the conservative plantation. The fact of the matter is both of those plantations are anti-Black plantations, so you need to steer clear of both of them motherfuckers. Okay? Steer clear from both of them. You see that plantation, you turn around and start running the fuck away. Run, Forrest, run.
You know what I mean? You better run for it, run for it, run. You better run for it, run for it, run.
Right. So yeah. So let's just make sure that we're doing that, and keep our eye on the prize. Look, don't when you find out somebody is speaking against the group interest, and what I mean by that is this: if you hear somebody saying no to reparations, you need to fucking separate yourself from them.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter.
That's an automatic. You're done.
Yeah, that should be an automatic. You're done. And I want y'all to understand it. That's how serious the reparations talk should be. You should be cutting them off and be like, you are to never speak for me ever. And if there is somebody there where there's somebody is anti-reparations, they are not speaking for the general population of most foundational Black Americans at all in any way, shape, or form. This is a coon, this is an immigrant, this is somebody that does not belong. And I say this because if you go back and watch the HR 40 situation, the HR 40 conversations with the Senate and the House and fucking the panels that they had, okay, more than half of the people were immigrant Africans. The next side of the groups were the next like 25% were a conservative coons, some conservatives, right? And then the last 25% were motherfuckers who were about the reparations but didn't really have no motherfucking nothing to say about them and said, yeah, we should give reparations.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Again, we're not being represented anywhere in that line. Because you put somebody like me, Rob, fuck it, a Tariq Nasheed even would do better than most of these motherfuckers. You see what I'm saying? So we cannot have none of these motherfuckers speaking for us at any time. I don't give a shit if they are a motherfucking got a master's in history or a master's in this, or I don't give two shits, nigga. You not foundational. Therefore, you have no stake in this conversation. Why are you even fucking having this conversation? Why are you even talking? Why are you even here? You are not even eligible for this shit if we were to get it. So why are you even in this conversation?
Facts.
My auntie said that that's our problem. We waiting on a handout. Shake my head. I'm damn near ready to quit talking to her. If she now, here's the thing. She and I want to point this out. Your auntie is probably older, and I want, you know what I mean. I want keep on the trail of reparations. I want mine in blood, and I ain't mad at that shit at all. I'm not. And here, I want y'all to understand something. The older generations failed. Okay, and I want y'all to understand this shit real quick. The generation before mine and before failed.
Yep. They lost track.
And they got what they felt they wanted. And so your grandma saying, oh, these guys just want a handout. No, you got what you wanted.
Right.
But that wasn't equality, nor was it equity, nor was it anything. You see what I'm saying? It was you individually came the fuck up. You individually got what you wanted.
Facts.
And you gave up. And you stopped. You acquiesced. You were done. You were tired. Our last generation fucked this generation.
Look, Shatera said there's been an elder problem. Is she talking about Larry or the Congressional Black Caucus?
She's talking about the older motherfucking.
No, I know. I'm just talking
the
shit.
whole older generation, and yes, Larry Elder's a part of it.
And so is the Congressional Black Caucus.
Right. You know what I mean? Yeah, DJ Vlad, he hating. Again, let me explain something to y'all, and I know some people have heard this. Anybody who is not a foundational Black American will be against motherfucking reparations. I want you to understand this shit. Anyone that is not foundational Black Americans will not want to give out reparations. And I just understand that. The reason why is because they don't benefit from it. Because if they were to be able to benefit from it, they'd all be down for reparations. And that's just what it is. Jane Elliott, you know, she might teach white people some good shit, but she don't want no motherfucking reparations for Black folks. She against Black folks. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the thing. Anybody that's white or anybody that fucking brings up Martin Luther King to you guys, I want you to understand something. The very first question that you ask them is, you really back up Martin Luther King 150%? They're going to say, hell yeah, Martin Luther King was awesome, blah, 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 blah. Next question you ask them, do you agree with reparations? And if they say no, you say, I can't have this conversation with you because you clearly do not support Martin Luther King. Just be done with the conversation. Walk the fuck away. Any person who tries to bring up Martin Luther King and is against reparations was against Dr. Martin Luther King. No ifs, no ands, no buts. Point blank, period. It's just that simple. I want you to understand that shit. Okay? If white people don't want you to have reparations, they don't want you to have equality or equity. Point blank, period. If a white person ever tells you, you guys got to stop that because, it's not cool. You can't go around, you're going to lose us as allies. They were never an ally in the first place. This is the reason why you should not be trusting anyone that is out here calling themselves an ally. You have no allies. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't a game. This is real shit. I hope you guys get this shit.
Facts. And, people aren't, if people are an actual ally or whatever, then they're just going to do what's right. They're not going to sit there and try to hold being an ally or whatever nonsense it is that they're talking about over your head. They're just going to operate in the same fashion that you and I do. They're going to operate in a fashion of truth and justice, equality, not having discrimination, and, just being, open to discussions and being able to be flexible as far as, their thoughts and viewpoints. They're not going to be stringent. They're not going to be rigid. And they're not going to say, well, if you don't do this, then we're not going to do this. This isn't a negotiation. This is about what's right and wrong.
Right. It's real simple. And anybody that tries to tell you, you weren't a slave. No, I wasn't a slave. But guess what? My granddaddy was, my great granddaddy was. And guess what? He should have got that money. And that money should have came to me down the lines. It's, It's real simple shit. You know what I mean?
Facts.
What is it called when your parents die and leave you some fucking money? We have a name for it.
Inheritance.
There we go. It's real simple shit. And somebody is going to, and at some point, someone is going to fucking try to use the excuse that even with an inheritance, it only usually lasts about 3 generations inheritance. It doesn't matter how long the inheritance lasts.
That's the fact, bro.
That's a no argument. Do not let anybody ever fucking make you think that that's any kind of argument. It's not an argument, because the fact of the matter is this. It doesn't matter if it only would last about 3 generations, because I didn't get it, nor did my grandpa, nor did my great-grandpa. Nobody got it. So it doesn't matter. That money that you owe has been sitting there accruing interest because you refused to give it to me. Or my dad, or my granddaddy, or my great-granddaddy. You didn't want to give it to them. So that money is still owed.
Facts.
Period. Okay? Immigrants will say, well, I didn't have no slaves. I came out here an immigrant. We worked hard. I don't give a shit. You benefited from what the fuck we did.
Right. It's okay.
So fuck out of here. All these arguments are dead in the water. Stop listening to them. They're bullshit.
And the thing is nobody here is trying to deny them of their history or their contribution to whatever it was that they were a part of. I find it interesting that they feel like they have the authority and the credentials to come here to a culture that they're completely alien to and try to tell us what we did and didn't do.
Well, that's the most disrespectful part of the whole African anchor babies, because the fact of the matter is the African anchor babies come over here just to literally go against what we doing out here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what makes it worse.
Right.
That's what makes it work. You're going against your own best interests when you're doing that shit.
Facts.
You know what I mean? After we laid the groundwork and fought so you can even come over to this country, because before 68, Africans couldn't even come over to the country.
Right.
They weren't allowed. Black folks had to fight to get them to be allowed to come over here. And then they were specially picked.
Yep.
Do y'all think Africans should pay us reparations too, since many of them benefited from selling our people? Yes and no. Yes, in the sense of ultimately, yes. But right now, no. Because they don't have it. They don't even want their freedom.
Yeah,
and
they're selling out to China right now.
Yeah, so
You know
so the fact of the matter is we can't even expect nothing from them because they're selling off their own land, not realizing it's the most mineral rich land in the world. If Africa controlled Africa, Africa would be the one and only superpower in this whole fucking world. But
And
the
that's what needs
Africans,
to happen. That's what we
right,
need to. That's what since they don't have the common sense and intelligence to recognize that and to try to capitalize on it and to look at it as something that's worth fighting and dying for, then
right.
that becomes our responsibility, that we need to step in and say, okay, well, we're just going to deal with this because you mismanaged us and you're mismanaging what's put on the planet for you, so we're going to deal with it.
But what we need to first do is worry about ourselves.
Facts.
And that's my biggest key. My biggest key is, look, I get what's going on in Africa. I hope my brothers and sisters are able to get out of the colonization. I hope they feel good. I hope they are able to fucking take control of their own country and really put it into a situation in which they're really running shit, right? I totally hope that happens. But until my brothers and sisters that are foundational, right? The Aboriginal black man that was already here on Turtle Island and the motherfucking slaves that were brought over on the ships. Until we get motherfucking what we deserve, they're going to have to hold their own nuts. They're going to have to do their own thing.
Big facts.
Yeah. Talking about Pan-African and reparation. Yeah, and that's a bullshit argument too. With that, okay, let me explain Pan-African and reparations real quick. And let me explain the bullshit behind it. Don't fall for that fuck shit. That shit is fuck shit. Pan-African reparations, they basically say nobody gets reparations till we all get reparations.
Do those reparations start with us getting reparations from African people who violated us first?
Right, and it's like, look, bro, I can't wait for y'all niggas to fucking figure out how you guys are gonna get your reparations. If I can get my reparations here now, I'm gonna need that, and that means you're gonna be left out in the rain.
Well, they're in Africa and we're in the United States, so the thing is that because of what they did, not only are we here in the United States, but we're culturally and completely genetically different. I mean, you're not going to go to all of the countries in Africa and find a majority of black people that look like you or look like I, and that's a direct result of what they did. So we're not even we're theoretically like not even the same anymore.
Well, theoretically, yes, you're absolutely right. But I don't want to shit on African people that bad only because I understand the history.
No,
right?
I mean, my thing is, I'm just keeping it 100. Like,
no,
I'm
absolutely.
not, because I'm all about, like I said, the things that President of Ghana, Nana Addo, has been saying, as far as, taking back the resources and having, trying to recruit black people from the United States to reinvest into Ghana and all of that kind of stuff. I'm like, yo, that's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that black people should do that kind of stuff to try to reinvest and build back up Africa in the same way that Asian Americans did with China. However, if we're going to talk about certain things, we're going to actually talk about them. You know what
absolutely.
I mean? like those people aren't going to sit there and call us all kind of names and talk all kinds of shit about us when the part of the reason why we're in the situation that we're in now is directly as much responsible from white people as it is from them as well. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely, absolutely. And the thing is I understand their history. I understand that it wasn't the same type of slavery that we were in out there. I understand the position that they were put in. It's either give us yours. Good night, Joy. Thank you for coming. We totally appreciate you being in here tonight.
Yeah. Peace, Joy. You dropped some good comments.
Absolutely, all night bombs. The thing is yes, I think they owe reparations. I don't think their reparations that they owe are as much as all the other countries.
My
You know
thing
what I
is,
mean?
give
But
me my
they owe.
reparations. Give me my reparations. It's gonna benefit you because I'm not gonna invest back into the United States. I'm gonna invest back into you. So if you actually look at it and just be honest, if you be honest with a motherfucker like me, it'll be more like a powernomics thing. It won't really necessarily even be reparations because you're going to get it right back. You give me reparations from Africa, I'm going to invest in a Ghanaian motherfucking cocoa factory. So,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, absolutely. And I think this is a great point. JMO brought up, I'm going to put it up here. He said the GI Bill was a National Housing Act. And he's talking about the Housing Act of 1871, I believe it is. Yeah. Both of these things were reparations for white folks, but it doesn't stop there. He's absolutely right. The Housing Act of 1871, we were not able, it's either 61 or 71, I can't remember, right? But we couldn't take advantage of that. The GI Bill, we couldn't take advantage of that until 1968. On top of that, we could not take advantage of a lot of different home restrictions. We were forced to live in certain neighborhoods. There's a lot more that goes to that. Let's just put it out like this. White folks have gotten multiple forms of reparations, starting with directly after the Civil War when they gave all of the Confederate fucking leaders all of their property back and paid them for all the slaves that they lost. They paid them, I believe, $300 per head of every slave that they lost after the Civil War, even though they lost the Civil War. Then they got welfare, because welfare actually started in 1916. It was solidified and made a government thing in 1934 or 1936. And then we were able to homestead of 1862. I knew it was between 61 and 71. So thank you. And then black folks couldn't even take advantage of the welfare until 1968. You understand? So, and that's just the bottom of the barrel shit. We're not even talking about all the extra incentives that they got. We're not talking about all the land that they directly stole from black folks. We went from 15 million square acres of land owned by black folks in 1870 to now we own less than 1.9 billion or 1.9 million square acres of land.
Facts. And the thing is they have what's called the Green New Deal that's about to happen. And the crazy shit with this Green New Deal is because we don't have infrastructure businesses, we're about to get cut out of a $600 billion handout that the government is giving to corporations.
Right. Absolutely. So this thing that white people have a problem with giving black folks so-called handouts, it's because the handout isn't going to them.
Facts.
That's why they have a problem with it. They don't have a problem with handouts. America loves handouts.
America is a handout. People came over here and got free land. People came over here and got free slaves.
Facts.
People came over here and got free healthcare from these motherfuckers have the biggest issues with free healthcare, but the only reason that they didn't motherfucking just die when they came over here is because they got free healthcare from the indigenous people who was already here. And then the indigenous people who was already here turned around and didn't get any free healthcare from the diseases that they brought here and damn near wiped them out.
Oh shit, bro. I mean, let's look. The fact of the matter is this. All you have to do is go back and look at motherfucking Thanksgiving. I don't even call it Thanksgiving. I call it Slaughter's Day.
I thought you was about to say I call it soccer.
No, I call it Slaughter's Day. I call it Slaughter's Day because, you know, white folks went around killing motherfucking Aboriginal black folks and Indians on this land. And they did it 3 separate times and literally wiped it out. And that's what they were giving thanks for being able to wipe out these groups. And that's just the bottom line of that shit. AOC doesn't want us to get reparations unless Latinos get it. She's with that Green New Deal BS though. Well, the fact of the matter is AOC is a Latino. And AOC thinks that Latinos should get reparations. Now, here's the thing. I don't think Latinos should get reparations per se, but after black folks got reparations, real reparations, I would be absolutely okay with them getting some sort of reparations for still in California, New Mexico, Colorado, you know, half of Texas. You know what I mean? All that was Mexico, and they literally just they killed them motherfuckers and just took that land. Now, whether you want to call that a battle or a war, and they got it, you know, that by land, you know, that land by force or whatever. That's, you know, that's up to them. But that's not my business, and I don't give a shit if they do after I get mine.
And my thing is, as far as Latinos go, they got a congressional Hispanic caucus that is for the most part all white Latinos. So, you know, my thing is as far as their issues, the only reason why I look at any issues is comparative to the issues that we have to deal with as far as precedent goes. I like me personally, I'm not one of these hating ass motherfuckers that, you know, like how they do. You know what I'm saying? Those people go around and say what everybody else should and shouldn't get. Fuck them as far as I'm concerned. I'm not even about to put that kind of energy into what the fuck they doing. I'm trying to put energy into getting us what the fuck we need. And if these motherfuckers don't want to be appropriate and divvy out justice the way that justice should be applied, then I'm trying to build systems. I'm trying to build businesses. I'm trying to build camaraderies, and I'm trying to build networks so that we can just take it.
Right. And that's just at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. Really, and I'm not against other people getting reparations. I'm just getting mine first.
Right.
And I'm not fighting for anybody else's. I'm not fighting for nobody else. I'm not fighting for the LGBT. I'm not fighting for anti-Asian hate. I'm not fighting for the Latino groups. I'm not fighting for no groups. I'm fighting for my group and my group only. And I don't care what people feel about that shit. I'm only going to be fighting for black folks. I don't care how you feel about it.
If anybody says that, if anybody has a problem with that, then they're not being disingenuous. Because I'll tell you what, if we was all on a cruise ship and the cruise ship
being disingenuous.
Yeah, they are being disingenuous. Yeah, absolutely. Because if a cruise ship sunk and we ended up in the ocean and it was a shark and everybody was drowning, if you didn't put the oxygen on yourself and try to get the fuck away, everybody's gonna look at you like you're crazy. But if you're drowning your damn self and you're spending your energy trying to go around putting the oxygen tank on everybody else, then what are you doing? You look crazy, and that's what we've been doing ever since the civil rights movement is sinking, drowning, and trying to give everybody else the oxygen while we can't fucking breathe.
That's a great analogy because that's quite literally what we are doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We are literally in a water and we are trying to give the LGBT fucking air oxygen. We're trying to give the Asians oxygen. We're trying to give Latinos oxygen. We're trying to give fucking all these people oxygen while we're drowning. None of them are throwing out life jackets, no oxygen, no nothing. They're like, well, at least it wasn't me.
Right.
So that's what it is, man. That's what it is.
Big facts.
Big facts, bro. So I love that comment. That's a great comment. So yeah, I'm about that fuck other group's life right now too. Until somebody shows me that they're worth my time. So real quick, very last call very last call, because I think I'm almost done. I don't know if you
Yeah,
are.
man. I think it was cool, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I actually, I didn't even think we would go this long, but you know
Me
how I
either.
go, man. That's why I always try to be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like we need to do this, you know what I'm saying? We need to get this information out. Everybody love it when we collab, you know what I'm saying? So let's just get it in, give everybody a treat,
Absolutely.
give everybody some good information. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? And we'll bust it out the next time, because we got to leave everybody's mouth watering just a little bit for what we're gonna do next time. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I ain't mad at that. So, real quick, last chance. If you want to come up here, say something again about what we talked about tonight. If you disagree, agree, this is your very last chance. If not this time, you can come in next time, and we can definitely have more motherfuckers up, and we'll make sure it's easier for people to be able to call in or get up somehow.
Oh yeah,
That's what we
we'll
can do.
figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Me and Izzy, we work together all the time. You know what I'm saying? We got the platforms. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, like I said, y'all know how to follow my man. I shared his post that's live on his channel on the community stream. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know to follow mine, hit the bell icon twice, Black Light Revelations 2. And we're gonna do this one time a week,
Mhm.
indefinitely. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? If you have StreamYards, make sure you set up a StreamYards account. We'll be able to drop the link. Y'all can call in. If you on Haps, y'all already know what the deal is. You know what I'm saying? So we will get it in. And at the end of the day, even if we disagree, remember the minimum thing that we want to do is empower, build systems, and do better than the next generation.
That's right. That's right. That's absolutely right. So, on behalf of Black Light Revelations and Reality Check Virtual Radio, you already know what it is. It's your boy Rob, and you know who I am, Izzy motherfucking High. You already know what the fuck it is, man. I want to say a very, 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 very deep and honest thank you to everybody who came in. We had a pretty good
Facts.
show out tonight. 200, it looks like about 241 people showed up. That's really fucking awesome. I really do appreciate it. And thank you. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe. Again, to the brother AJ, I want to say thank you for, even though, again, we're all individuals, right? So we're
Facts.
not all going to fucking agree on every little thing. But thank you for the respect that you've shown tonight. And
Facts.
thank you for everyone's respect that y'all have all shown tonight. I really do appreciate it. And I just want to say, I love the love that your followers give you, man. Your followers got you, bro. That's
Man, yeah,
respectful.
I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't ask for a better group of subscribers, man. Like to all my peoples on YouTube, my people on Twitch, my people on Haps, like my man Ali from, you know what I'm saying, Periscope, and everybody, man. And same with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of people that we messed with from before, you know what I'm saying, to now this whole new thing, you know what I'm saying? We cross-pollinate, you know what I'm saying, the family, we all go to the
Absolutely.
barbecue. So you know what I'm saying? Like everybody that's here, y'all already know what it is, and y'all know if it's coming from me and Izzy, it's coming from the heart, and we want to see y'all do better. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
real, right? We don't do this shit to get paid. We do this shit so you guys get some information. That's it.
Facts.
That's
Facts.
the only reason. So, I think that's about it. Are we
That's it.
done?
We done.
I claim this shit on behalf of niggas. I claim this planet in the name of niggas.
Facts.
Okay. All right. So, with that being said, man, let me fucking thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for everything. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week. We are done. We are out of here. What is this? Today's Wednesday or Thursday?
Yeah, it's Thursday now, bro. It's the
Okay.
first day of July.
First day of July. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Yeah, first day of July.
That's what I'm talking about. Joshua. Crochen brought me in. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Joshua Croach, and that's a good brother, man. I don't know, you might not know who he is. Izzy, it's a good dark skinned brother from I think he's from Florida. You know what I'm saying? A real good dude, man. That's one of my homies, man. He helped your boy out a lot. I try to do what I can for him. You know what I'm saying? While you on YouTube cruising the YouTube streets, make sure that you follow that channel. I'll send you the link too, bro.
Cool. I'll definitely check that shit out, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely. So, all right, man. Well, then we out of here. Go check out my boy Lace434 on YouTube. Go check out my guy on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, on everything. Sebastian Cole. Go check him out. Great R&B, positive R&B. R&B that ain't that regular old ratchet bullshit. It's good R&B music, man. You already know what it is.
We got to get him on the show one of
YouTube.
these days, bro. We got to get him on the show. We got to get all
I'm
these
gonna
motherfuckers
try to get him on
the show.
next week. I'm gonna try to get him to come on next week.
That's what's good. That's what's good.
I'll do for that. I'll do that for sure.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Stay up, big bro.
All right, bro. Peace.
Peace.